No worries. Come on, sit down, standing ovation, that's huge. Hey, welcome to week 5 of the Gfinity Elite Series Street Fighter Edition presented by Alienware. Ash, this is the final week of league action and our top 4 teams are already decided.
I know, we got Melbourne Avant, they edged out Melbourne Order last week to become outright leaders. Order and Sydney Chiefs are in equal second spot with Perth Ground Zero making up the 4.
Yeah, and it was a massive week last week when 2 Titans, Rumours and ROF, had to play each other 3 times, with Rumours taking a clean sweep. And Perth Ground Zero were absolutely brutal in their demolition of Brisbane Deceptors.
That's right, and Sydney Chiefs secured their win over Sydney Raw, even after a courageous fight back by the Raw players. Here's some of the action from last week.
Are you going to put these guys in the ground?
We already did it once. Don't see why history can't repeat itself.
He's going to whip the sweep there. 5 forward throw. One more here. One more through. We're going to see a dash. Great take there at Space Ghost, but he's done it. Standing heavy punch. He takes it to 2-0 for Melbourne Avant.
I cannot believe it, Ali.
Wow. Now he's got Travis in the corner. Travis activates. He's going to swing his way out of the corner here. And he's 4 for 4 on those overheads, Tom. And look at this corner carry. A massive stun.
Wrapping up.
There's the throw, and that's going to be it. And Travis Styles pops off. That's it.
Straight 2 rounds again.
My goodness, and I think he's learning something there from ROF. A bit of the teabagging action. I think he's got to behave himself. So nice. Now he's going to EX full head to get out, dodge out of there at the corner. All right,
What just happened?
both just slipping on each other's cans here. There's that backdash.
Yeah, he's mashing backdash a lot now, I think. I think RF might be on the back pedal a little bit here.
That's right, all right. Rumours of Ghost in the yellow trunks. ROF and the black trunks.
Is he dead?
Big crush down. That's it. ROF does it again.
Rumours of Ghost.
Oh my goodness. That ROF going for his own sick read, but it wasn't enough. I think Rumours of Ghost can make those. All right, crouching light punch. ROF, I can't call it, Tom.
One more hit, one more
touch.
Oh,
One more touch for Rumours of Ghost.
Dash up. Oh,
Okay.
done.
Here comes Rob. Oh my goodness, is that going to be enough? That's it. And ROF stays alive on life support with his own reads, Tom. I don't believe it. But ROF sniffs it out. He's not dead yet. Rumours of Ghost still stuck at the border. Wake up buttons, ROF, with a chance still. Oh, he's going down the cap. And that's it. Rumours of Ghost has done it. Melbourne Avant has taken it. over ROF, and Melbourne Event has taken it 4-3 over Melbourne Order. I can't believe it, Tom. What a match. That was... Who would have thought we could get such excitement out of a birdie mirror? I know!
It feels extra nice to have 3 straight games against ROF. It's not just the luck of a first to 1 and convincing 3-0, and it feels good.
Yeah, you just got really lucky. Yeah, it really. I had the advantage most of the game, most of the round, and yeah, when he activated, he did those reads, and those reads were in his favour.
Ground Zeroes is my favourite team outside of Brisbane Deceptors. So I'm just really excited.
Speaking of defence, he's already down to about 10%, 20%. There's the stun, and Sio finishing with a critical art just to rub it in, sending Panda home in a game number 2.
And another patented pop-off from Sio there. He just can't handle himself.
A chance now for Robbie. Come on, Robbie, you can do it. He's almost got the stun. There's the head stop. Oh, and a great throw down. It's time for Frieza.
That's it.
And that is it. And Robbie loses out narrowly. Perth Ground Zero takes it 4-0 over the Brisbane Deceptors. It's all over, Tom.
I cannot believe that ending. It happened again.
We just came out on the wrong end of it, you know, and it's heartbreaking because that was our last chance.
A lot of smack talk going on there backstage. Yeah, is it all real? Will you put it on for the camera, or are you pretty confident?
No, I'm actually terrified. I'm utterly terrified.
You have that sense of respect for them?
No, not really.
It's going to be, this could just be a smothering. I'm going to
And look at that, and just like that, is BK going to open with a perfect here in Season 2 of the Gfinity Elite Series? He needs to charge up. There's the fireball. BK Summer's aware. He wants to get the G-Shot. He's not going to let him. He jumps forward, but straight into the throw, and that is it. He throws it away. And BK Summer knows he got away with murder there, Tom.
Oh, my Lord. That was, I don't what looked like a very convincing match for BK. That round just turned to absolute mud in about 5 seconds flat.
Chance now for Deimos in the Sydney Roar.
Oh, another throw. One more for Stun.
One more for Stun. He's done it. And Sydney Roar stays alive on life support. I don't believe it, Tom. We're not going to go to a 4-0. It's 3-1. Kangaroo's got one chance left. He's on life support, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great activation. He could take this. This could be it. Oh, and that's a throw. I don't believe it, Tom. Fangria has come back from that dead.
He took that.
Oh.
And that wasn't no fluke either.
Where did that come from, Tom?
That was an incredibly strong showing there.
I don't believe it. Fangria, I would have given him 100-to-1 odds to take that game. So he's got to make something happen now. Great punish. That could be it. I think that's going to be it.
Yeah.
Done. And BK Summer puts Sydney Roar away. Finally.
Oh, they just would not die, Alice. They just would not die.
Wow.
Waz versus BK. Oh, what a match. My heart can't handle it. I'm too old for this, mate. I can't do this. Not for long. No, but Waz played amazing. To go up against the caliber of players we are, can't ask for anything better than to just push them that hard.
It just keeps getting better here at the Gfinity Elite Series. That's the standings where we are right now. Melbourne Avant sitting pretty right and clear at the top on 12 points, and just behind them, of course, Order and Chiefs, both on 10 points. Perth Ground 0 and 6. Sydney Raw and Brisbane Deceptors are out of contention for the semis at the moment, but still absolutely want to win today. They are playing for pride at this point. Now, welcome back to the desk, our analyst for Street Fighter 5. Give it up for Krishna, guys. Great to have you back. What a week last week, Krishna.
I think I've rewatched about 3 or 4 times now.
Right? And that matchup between Rumours and ROF, hey, huge.
I don't think that scoreline quite reflects on how close those matches became. I know it was a 3-0 scoreline for Rumours in the end, but each one went down to the eye, went down to the last second, and it was really just a testament to how Rumours adjusted in those last couple of games.
Yeah, well, definitely, Rumours definitely had ROF's measure, and here's a little insight to why.
Playing against ROF, it's fun. He's actually a very scary opponent to play. It's hard to get a good read on what his kind of like mindset is. It's hard to figure out what his next play is. So when you're playing against a player like that, playing a character like Birdie who just deals out damage like crazy, you have to be on top of your mind game and reads. And that's like the biggest element to the matchup. So playing him, yeah, I love it. It's just, he's one of the kind of the few people that I don't get to play as much as I want to. So yeah, I always look forward to our games.
So yeah, in the final game, I think I had the life lead in most of them, which would then result into Rumours getting his V-trigger sooner than I do, and just doing some really ballsy hard reads to take that into his favour, which unfortunately for me connected. So I think, yeah, he just got really lucky. Yeah.
I think after taking that first game, it was very noticeable that he was becoming, I guess, increasingly frustrated. He was walking into normals, he was missing his punishes, and then you could see that kind of carrying over. And he did have opportunities to close out games. He was playing a bit riskier than he should have been. So going into the last game, yeah, I think it was very much, I'm happy with how I played, but he was making mistakes that he normally doesn't. You can see he was getting inside his head a little. When people say they're playing on tilt, that's what they mean. You can see every time you drop a combo, it just kind of piles up. It's a snowball effect. It gets out of control and costs you games.
Rumors of ghosts in the yellow trucks, ROF in the black trucks. Big truck down, that's it! ROF does it again! Rumors of ghosts, oh my goodness!
It's really got to be one of the greatest rivalries of the whole series, hasn't it, ROF and Rumors?
It's a fantastic narrative, isn't it? I put it akin to Jon Snow meeting Daenerys for the first time, and it came out, it was so beautiful to watch.
So which one's which in that scenario? Jon Snow's Rumors?
Does that mean ROF is Daenerys?
He's beautiful.
He's
a beautiful human being.
Mm.
Hey, let's cross over to Ash right now. He's hanging out with our casters, Alex, and of course, the second best looking guy with his top button done up today. Tom, how are they doing?
Thanks, Luke. Thank you very much. Look, guys, it's very exciting. We've got week 5 ahead of us. But before we go to week 5 and chat about that, last week we had heaps of mirrors. We actually had 3. We had Birdie, which was ROF and Rumors. We had Alex, which was Frieza and Robbie Slar. And Zeku? Am I pronouncing that right?
Beautiful.
Zeku? Awesome. Zeku, which is Fangria and Shenkan. Let's have a look at that and you guys can talk me through it.
Yeah, let's dive right into it. So the thing about the two Birdie matchups is Birdie's a very explosive character and he relies on that can a lot, which is what we saw these two doing. It'd be whoever can gain the momentum and put that can down would gain control. And I think Rumors of Ghost had a very strong grasp on when ROF wanted to press that can.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. And I think Rumors has just been ROF's kryptonite throughout all of Season 1 and particularly in this second half of Season 2. And his performance last week was just amazing.
Yeah, and it was the tempo kept going with these Alex mirrors as well between Frieza and Robbie Slar. This was a nuts matchup. Watching them slide between each other, the cross-ups, the parries. This was probably my favourite one to cast out of the 3 because it was just such a nuts show.
It was just madness, wasn't it? And to see an Alex mirror in a tournament like this, I mean, it's rare enough to see an Alex in tournament level play, let alone 2 Alexes versing off against each other.
And then in saying that, same thing with Zeku, because Zeku is a rather underutilized character because he has a very interesting toolset, and that makes the mirror a very interesting matchup. Because if one's in old form and the other is in young, it can basically not be a mirror because they're two very different characters skill palette-wise.
That's right, and Fangria just having a fantastic week last week. Of course, taking out ZG as well in a massive upset. He has a lot to be proud of from last week. Just fantastic work.
Well, what about this week? What are you guys looking forward to? What are your predictions? First up, we've got Brisbane Deceptors and Raw. What do you guys think?
I think Raw's going to take that one out. It's going to be tight, but I reckon Raw's going to slide away.
Yeah? What about you, Annie?
Yeah, I have to agree with Tom. And the match that's coming after that with Perth Ground Zero playing. Perth Ground Zero have got Ghost Chips back on their team this week.
Yeah.
So he is going to be a massive threat going up against Melbourne Advance. So I think they need to look out for him.
And what about you? What about you, Tom?
I'd say the same. I think Ground Zero has an opportunity to shake up the standings a lot coming this week and change the dynamic of the playoffs a massive amount going forward. So I'm looking forward to seeing Ground Zero take another upset and slide into the playoffs strong.
Well, closing it off, we've also got Chiefs versus Order. Who's going to take that down? I think that one's going to be very interesting to watch.
Look, that could go either way. Look, but 2 very highly placed teams, arguably the 2 best teams in Gfinity. I can't call that one. I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs with my gut. But, without revealing yet who's going to play who, I think it's going to be Chiefs.
Tom, do you agree?
Yeah, look, that one... Well, the Chiefs are putting out a different lineup to normal. You're seeing a slightly different team here, and that could lead to some problems for them. But these are extremely strong players, and I think that this might throw Order off a little bit. I think this is Order's game to lose, but at the same time, I'm going to go with Chiefs as well.
Awesome. All right. I'm pumped to see it. Don't forget, guys, we have partnered with Incent to reward viewers for watching the Gfinity Elite Series. During each match, keep an eye out for a drop code that'll appear at the bottom of your screen. And when you see it, head to gfinity.incentloyalty.com as quick as you can for all of the details on how to earn some currency. And don't worry about missing any of the live gaming because you can watch it all on the rewards website. Well, that's it from us now. Back to you, Luke.
Thanks very much, Ash. Now, it's often been said that the Street Fighter community is like a family. The players travel together, hang out together, and most importantly, practice together. Well, Raw's Fangria has gone one step further and created an offline get-together for the Gfinity players at his place.
What do you call this? Well,
I call it double KO, but pretty much it's just an offline training session for everyone to get together, practice in an offline environment as opposed to online. The rate that you learn in these offline environments and these training sessions is probably 5 times faster than anything you can do by yourself at home. Last couple of months I've just started working on building this. The end goal I'd like for it is to actually have a dedicated venue and run this full time as my job. It's really rewarding for me to see everyone enjoying themselves and playing this game that I care about so much, but also everyone skilling up, getting along, and just watching the community grow together. The more of these and the more practice and the more everyone gets together and trains, we can show the internationals that there's people here with talent who can really push it. And so watching our whole scene level up together is really rewarding for me.
These are really fun. It gives it like a chance for everyone to get together and all meet up and play. So it's definitely my favourite part of the weekend.
A lot of people think video games are antisocial, but it's truly the opposite. I've met some of my best friends through gaming, be it online or in person, and even right now, the social aspect of it, having a conversation, improving your game, having fun.
Oh yeah, I'll just EX flip.
It's an offline experience, so when we're playing at home, we generally end up playing it like online across like the netcode, but playing people in person, it's an entirely different experience. You get to see their reactions as you beat them or as you struggle. You get to learn things in person and share tech. We come here so that we improve. We get to see each other, have fun, learn from each other, and just have a good time playing Street Fighter.
My pride and joy, this cabinet here. It took me a couple of months on uni break. I thought, I want an arcade cabinet, but on a student income, I can't really afford to buy one. I Googled woodwork, and then lo and behold, a couple of months, some love and affection and winging it, I developed this thing. Everyone seems to enjoy it, so I'm pretty happy with it. The FGC is very welcoming. Anyone can come in. Same thing that happened with me. 2 years ago, I didn't know what I was doing at all. And now I'm competing with some people I never even imagined I would, only after 2 years. So if I can give back to the community that did so much for me, then I take all the pride and pleasure in that.
Really is a beautiful community, isn't it, Krishna?
Oh, it's fantastic. Now being part of this community for 4 years now, it's probably, I always resisted at first calling it, I always felt like an outsider, I guess, a little bit at the start, but now I can't think of anything but my family for this.
Oh, I'm still waiting to get invited, though, to that as a semi-pro button masher. Come on, guys, get me on board. Hey, let's have a look at the schedule for this week of play. Up first, we have Deceptors and Raw, like we said, out of contention, but obviously want to take home a win today. And then the all-important matchups of Ground Zero up against Melbourne Avant and then Melbourne Order taking on the Sydney Chiefs, last match of the day. Match 1, though, let's talk about that right now. Brisbane Deceptors are taking an unchanged side again this week in their quest for that elusive first win of Season 2 with Mon, Panda and Robbie Slar as captain. Do you like their chances today, Krishna?
I'm not
Please
sure.
tell me you do. Just lie to me.
The interesting thing, if you look at Deceptors' kind of season in review at the moment, I think the one thing that stood out for me is Panda.
What do you mean season in review? It's not over yet. No, keep going. Sorry.
I think Panda kind of hasn't probably performed as much as he wanted to.
Okay.
If you're acting sort of like the carry for this team, you're trying to be someone like the Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls, right?
Okay.
The Lionel Messi of Barcelona.
You're loving your analogies today. Keep going.
That kind of, you're the part of the team that the whole part revolves around. And if you look at how he's performed so far, he's done, of the Deceptors, he's probably done okay. But okay is not good enough if you're a carry player. If you face up against Rumours, you're supposed to take that game. If you face up against Travis Styles, you're supposed to take that game.
Well, they're not facing up against Rumours today, though, so they might have a chance because they are coming up against Sydney Raw, who are also fielding an unchanged side of Fangria, Damos and Waz. I mean, so do you think, I think you got favouring these guys at the moment. Why? Why?
It's hard for me to say because at the start of the season, they're probably definitively the weakest team. But I could never root against them. I don't know why. There's so much heart and soul into this team, and to watch them on stage and the fun that they're having and the effort that they put in, that's what I really love to see.
They're beautiful boys, and it's great to see my son hanging out with such good company. Right now, preparation is persistence in the pursuit of perfection. And for Deceptors Robbie Slar, it's all about being one with your surroundings and allowing the neural pathways to connect. It's Dare Drink It Through time.
Drink it through with Dare Iced Coffee.
Hey, Robbie. 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 Hey, Robbie.
Hey, Ash. I didn't see you there.
I'd be surprised if you did see me coming. Sorry to bother you. I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions, if that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
So you guys have had a couple of difficult losses this entire season, and it means that you're out of contention for the finals. So how have you guys been preparing for your match today?
You know, this match is going to be a fun match. We're going to try our hardest, but ultimately our eyes are on next season. You know, we just got to keep our chins up and just keep plowing forward and do our best and keep practicing. And next season, you know, that's our season.
I love that you're always so positive. What's your secret to staying so positive and so zen?
Oh, a bit of meditation here and there, you know, but at the end of the day, you got to realize that you're just one piece of a bigger puzzle, you know, and right now this is how the pieces have fallen. But next season's a new game, you know, and tomorrow is always a new day, a new dawn, and it's ours for the taking, you know.
So do you mind if I meditate with you? Shall we meditate out of here?
Oh, I'd be glad to have you.
All right. Namaste. Namaste.
Drink it through with Dare iced coffee.
Namaste, Namago, actually. No, namaste, because we're going to bring these teams out here, guys, for the first match of the day. So please go absolutely nuts as I bring to the stage the Brisbane Deceptors! Mont, Panda, and Robbie Slar looking very zen. And also in their final match of Season 2, keep that round of applause going for Sydney Raw! Van Greer, Waz, and that beautiful, beautiful boy, Demos. Robbie, are you feeling zen? Are you feeling confident going into this, man?
As confident as you can be. You know, Damo used to be my little apprentice. You know, he used to play Alex, and then he realized Alex was bad and changed characters. So, yeah.
So sad I wasn't around for those years.
Yeah, that was dark times.
Yeah, yeah. But we've reconnected now. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Hi, Dad. How you doing?
Cool. Are you feeling confident about today?
Yeah, I am now, especially now.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Dad.
Well, you're so powerful, and I love you, mate.
I love you too, Dad.
Okay.
You know what?
Well, we got to get on with the show.
Oh, and with the show anyway. Yeah, not scared.
Yeah. What'd your mum say about catching up? We'll talk later. Okay, right, so let's get into the matchups, all important matchups. They're on the screen behind you. Lads, let's have a look. First matchup of the day. Let's see who it's going to be. Robbie Slar against the shining light of the series, my beautiful boy Damos. What's the second matchup of the day? Mont taking on Fangria. How are we feeling about that, guys? Looking confident. Okay, very cool. Let's look at the third one. Pandas taking on Waz. What are we seeing in the face there? Nothing. Not anything. Pure confidence. Matchup number 4. Mont versus that angel. That beautiful cherub who I wish I could have been there in the early years for, Damos. I keep saying his name differently. Matchup number 5. Panda and Waz. Matchup number 6, what's it going to be? If we get that Robbie Slar and Fangria, and if we get to the all-important number 7, who's it going to be? Panda and Damosk. Damosk, how you feeling, mate? You all right?
I'm still very confident,
Yeah,
and
cool.
thanks for your love. It continues me to push what I need to do.
No worries. How you doing for pocket money? You all right?
I need some more, Paul.
Yeah, all right. Let's see how I go. No, let's talk after. Righto, we're about to get into our final match of the day. This is a really important match for both these teams. They both want to win. Round of applause for both these amazing teams right now, guys, as they get out here, get in the zone, go get psyched up, guys. Don't go anywhere. First match of the day, GP Elite Series. See you soon.
Coming up, Brisbane Deceptors take on Sydney Raw.
Playing a bit crazy, a bit out of the box, hitting them with things that they've never seen before so they can't respond to properly. And I think, if anything, we've been playing a little bit too passive. I hope we put on a good show.
I'll prepare. I know a few Laura players, and I'll put on the grind. And yeah, I think we can mess them up. I think it's fine. We got this. Waz will mess them up. I'll mess them up. Damos will. You know what? Doesn't matter. Free. That's it. Brisbane, you're free. That's it.
Street Fighter V, brought to you by Dare Iced Coffee and Astro Headsets.
Mr. Murray, have you decided on a name?
We're thinking Callum.
Calamari.
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 Let's make it Jack.
Drink it through with Dare iced coffee.
3 days ago, Coda announced that Zero would join Cell 7 in the upcoming Soma Worlds tournament. After so many league victories, switching teams this close to the tournament appears to be a deliberate move to destroy Coda's chance at the title.
Where's the song for Sydney Raw? Where's the song for my boy? Ooh, no, good on you guys. That was beautiful stuff. Hey, welcome back to Street Fighter 5. If you're like, what's going on? It's Street Fighter Day at the Gfinity Elite Series, and we are about to kick into the first match of the day. Deceptors and Sydney Raw are about to go head-to-head. Now, Deceptors Panda and Raw's Waz about to share their thoughts on today's matchup.
Coming up against Brisbane, it's a weird one because we all know Panda is probably the best player on their team, or 100% he is the best player on their team, so I think he's the big one to look out for.
Waz's Colleen is very solid. It's very solid, basic sort of Colleen. It won't take any risks or anything. So that's always really hard in the first one. When you verse a defensive player, it's always really, really difficult to open them up. And it's somewhat scary because you think you take this one risk one time and then it's over. It could be over on the next two mix-ups.
Robbie and Mont are very good, and especially in this format, they are really, really scary. But I feel like the way our team works and the play style that most of our guys play, I feel like we kind of counter their play style besides Panda.
Damosk is a Balrog player. He's got lots of damage, and recently he's been playing a bit more defensively. So that's also a bit of a worry, but I don't know. We go into it and we're ready for anything, basically.
I think we have a good chance of beating them, so I'm really looking forward to see how it goes, and obviously we're really itchy for a win.
What's the crucial matchup for you here, Chris, out of all these matchups we're about to see?
I'm going to pick the fourth one, Deimos versus Mont. I just had to remember that for a second.
Yeah.
I think the longer this series goes on, the better Deceptors are going to look. So I think if Raw are going to take it, they have to take it quickly, like a 4-2 scoreline.
Is that your prediction on scoreline? You think it'll be a 4-2?
Yes, I'm going to go to that.
Unpopular, I imagine, with a lot of the crowd. But we're about to get into the first match of the day. This is huge. I want you to go absolutely nuts for both Brisbane Deceptors and Sydney Raw. As we head into it, over to you, casters. It's time to fight.
Thanks very much, Luke. It's Street Fighter Super Sunday live at the Gfinity Elite Series as the Brisbane Deceptors take on the Sydney Raw. Hi, I'm Alex Hart. I'm here with Tom Scott. Tom, I couldn't ask for anything more. Game one, we've got Robbie Slyer in the hot seat as we head into week 5.
Now, he's been talking a lot about improving on himself and meditation and self-improvement. This is the time. You want to leave. You may be done for now with Season 2 of the Elite Series, but you want to leave on a high note. If you can carry your momentum into next season, then the sky could be the limit for Robbie, and I genuinely believe that. And it's just a matter of him and his Deceptors boys carrying it through. However, the Raw are no slouches, and I think this is a team that has... Both of these teams have underperformed this season, but this is both of their chances to show that there's a reason why people thought that they'd do better than they have, Alex.
That's right. Damosk, Fangria, Waz, they've got their work cut out for them. But before we get into game number 1, it's time to reward all you loyal viewers. Make sure you head to gfinity.instantloyalty.com. Use the drop code on your screen at ground1. That's ground1 to earn some currency. You've got a limited amount of time from now to use the drop code and get paid. You can receive 20 incents per drop code. And don't worry about missing any of the action. You can keep watching this match from the rewards website. All right, Tom, let's get into it. Game number 1, it's going to be Robbie Slar versus Damos as part of Street Fighter V Super Sunday, live from the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena here in Sydney, Australia. It's going to be a big one, Tom.
I can't wait. This is probably my favourite matchup of this set, and it's good that we're getting a bunch of this throughout, and I'm just starting out with a bang. Now, these are two extremely explosive characters that almost sort of lack defensive options a little bit. So look, as we dive into game 1 for a lot of offense and a little bit of defense, and I want to see Robbie come out the gate strong. Double dash command grab straight away, Alex. That's my call.
Double dash command grab. I'd like to see that. He may be on the tilt already. He might have heard you there. All right, let's get into it. Game number 1. Damos is going to come out swinging. I'm going to predict with a lot of overhead.
Oh, he went
straight for it already. All right, Robbie's got to be careful. He's got to wait until he's got that V-trigger on deck, and then he can really explode.
Yes. That is what Alex's bread and butter. He's got decent neutral tools, but the thing is that rage shift V-trigger is just so strong, and Balrog is kind of a similar cloth, Alex, except Balrog has a bit stronger neutral options and his V-trigger is a bit more consistent, so that's why Balrog is considered the better.
All right, both players about even on health, but Damos coming out swinging out. There's the overhead. He's going for it straight away. Robbie's in trouble. He's in the corner. He's almost stunned. There's the neutral jump. Robbie doesn't fight. Here comes the V-trigger. It's time for Robbie to make some changes now. Here comes the lariat twice.
Look at this.
3 times trying to open up Damos, but Damos doesn't bite. And here comes Damos. Goes low this time. Doesn't go for the overhead. The parry. This is Robbie's to take this round. Oh, but he sniffed it out. Round 1.
That was excellent knowledge from Damos. You could see he was aware of Alex's options and he was aware of Robbie's options, and he was just ready for that mix-up situation.
He could see the charge. He could see that Robbie had charged. He was going to go for the EX command grab and a brilliant neutral jump. Well, let's get into round number 2. Damos with round 1 on the board already, shutting down that jump in there from Robbie. Robbie's in trouble now. He's getting pushed back towards the corner. Almost 50% stun. 86 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, it's about, nice EX elbow out of there. Now Robbie's really struggling with air options against Damos, and that is one of Alex's strengths. He struggles with that anti-air game, and Damos is doing a great job of using it.
It is difficult for Alex to anti-air. It's one of the downsides of the character, but speaking of, goes for the command grab, but that's the second time Damos has been ready from a command grab from Robbie.
Nice tech from Robbie there, and here comes the rage shift. Nice little elbow walk up the pressure.
Here comes a big cross counter, fails to capitalise. That could have been his chance, Tom. Robbie on his last legs now. He's got to make sure he doesn't tech. There's the first tech. Damos all stiffs out the command grab again. Parry, Robbie, he's bringing it back for the brink. Round 2 to Robbie Slar.
Oh my goodness. He's just playing with our hearts, Alex.
Wow. I think he's just been sandbagging in round 1.
Oh Lord, that was such... Both of those players had time to take...
Big opening crush counter lariat. He knew he was going to go for that dash punch. I like it, Tom.
We can't finish our damn sentences because they just keep doing hype stuff.
All right, again, Robbie finding himself back in the corner. We saw this last round, but it wasn't enough to take out Robbie.
Oh my Lord, the dash up
now, there's a dash up. All right, Robbie looks like he's got this one under control. He sniffed it out. He's got enough health to take this one, Tom. He's got to be careful now. There's the overhead. Great block on the overhead. Misses the punish, but he's back there. He's back in it, Tom. He can take this one.
Again.
Oh, and a big 3. That's going to be it. I think it's it. Is that it, Tom? It's not enough. Robbie, overhead. He's done it. Robbie gets his first win for the Gfinity Elite Series Season 2.
Oh, what an excellent showing from the young man.
I'm so relieved, Tom. I'm so relieved.
I think the whole stadium is, Alex.
Well, I tell you what, the Robbie fans are out here in force today. They are here in the audience cheering for their man, Robbie Slar, and you can tell that the energy, he's feeding off the energy here today.
Yeah, no, I think... That's how he's been playing like that all season, though. He just hasn't had luck turn his way. But let's look at these highlights and see how he took away the luck and made it his own game to win. I think Robbie took some advice of some players here and just went a lot more aggressive. And he played a much more aggressive style and took like the charge of the match, and that helped him a lot, Alex.
Fighting fire with fire, Tom. And exactly. Damos is a very offensive Balrog, quite more offensive compared to Travis Styles' Balrog, actually. And I think Robbie has recognised that. And the parry when he gets that V-trigger 1 activated, just stumbled a little bit with that command grab there towards the end. I like it, but Damos was all over it, and it looked like it was all over here. No, we had Robbie here in the corner. This is a very, very difficult situation to get out of it. It looked like he was going to suffer the same fate, but a fantastic fantastic read there at the end of round 2.
And then round 3, Robbie went for similar risks. And there were times where he had a life lead, and then he went for these risks like command grabs and big reads. And
what a great block on that overhead.
Yeah, and this is the life that he was living all season. It's just he went for these big reads and they didn't quite work out. But here we see just a nice little use to the overhead.
Just
give him the
walk
chop.
up with the overhead, living on a prayer, Tom, and he's done it. Robbie Slar pops off as he takes game number 1 here in week 5 of the Gfinity Elite Series. What a match, Tom. I love it. Next match, we're going to have Mont versus Fangria. Now, Fangria had a great match last week, taking out ZG in a massive upset. And I would have said ZG would have not lost that match to Fangria in 100 matches, Tom.
It's too hard.
I keep saying it, but
he invites you over to his house.
I know.
He accommodates you.
I have to.
And then you just tell him he's going to lose all the time.
I know. Look, I have to be honest, but no, he did have a fantastic week last week. And let's see if he can repeat the magic this week. Of course, he's going up against Mont, the first to one monster with Laura.
Monster.
Yeah, the monster, that's right. And of course, Laura, a very explosive character. He has got the dirtiest of the dirty setups, Mont.
Yes,
Once he
he
gets you
does.
in that blender, that Laura blender, it's very hard to get out. So Fangria definitely has his work cut out for him this week. I know he's been training against other Laura players, both offline and online.
Yes, he has.
And,
He's been working hard. And I think that's a good idea for Zeku, because I think Zeku is a character that struggles against Laura, because with the 2 different forms comes 2 different defensive options. He doesn't get both. He only gets one. He basically has to choose between an invincible reversal on his DP or a wake-up jab on young Zeku. So we look for Fangria to try and not let Mont in, because Laura is a character that she only needs to get him once and then it can be all over.
All right now the Brisbane Descendants are standing on the shoulders of Robbie Slar. They're up 1-0. Let's see if Mont can hold it down.
Nice little DP anti-F from Fangria there, starting off sharp, Alex.
That's right. All right, Mont having a little bit of trouble getting in here, Tom, but of course all it needs is Laura to get in once, and then it can be all over and lights out for Fangria.
Oh, nice tech. That was gutsy stuff.
Very gutsy tech. All right, great anti-air. Look at these anti-airs. He's really on point. He's 2 for 2 voters now, Tom.
Yeah, he is. Oh, this is such a strong opening round from Fangria.
All right,
however, that V-trigger one is ready for Laura, so all Mont needs is
wow, but it looks like Mont's not going to get a chance to even use it, Tom. Fangria comes out of the gate swinging.
I think ZG just passed on his spirit to Fangria. That's why ZG isn't here this week. He just passed on the will to live.
That's right. And look at this. I'd be going to say if Mont knows the Zeku matchup, but look at this. Fangria just still coming out of the swing swinging. All right, Mont getting something started now, trying to get his setups working, and a great interrupt with a standing jab there from Fangria.
Oh my lord, look at that cheeky fake crosser.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
And Mont, he looks like he's going to go down early here. One more hit and he's going to be stunned, Tom. Are we going to see an early win here from Fangria? He's gone to young Zeku. Here comes Mont. He's activated.
Oh, I love that V-reversal.
And Fangria has to be careful of the command grab. Mont extremely dangerous now, especially when he's on his last leg like this. He's like a caught animal, Tom.
Yeah, he is, but he's got an opportunity now. Fangria just has to stay composed.
There's the command grab. Here comes the setups. What's Fangria? He goes to the wake-up critical arm, and then Mont is all over it.
But he's not dead, Alex.
Oh my goodness. He's got to make sure he doesn't go down to this one. I can't call it a V-reversal. Not the best V-reversal in the game, but just enough to get off him at round 2 to Mont.
I think that was a cracking composure from Fangria then. He was not ready to play that level of defense, and he went for that wake-up critical line in a situation where he really didn't need to take that risk, Alex. And now we're looking at pretty much even game, and all of a sudden Mont, who was on the back pedal, is in a position where he could take this really easily.
That's right, he's back in the game. Fangria perhaps reaching a bit too far there in the previous round, but both players only about even on meter now. I think Fangria's got about 1.5 bars, so he's up to 2 bars now.
Yeah, no,
but Mont's got Fang now in the corner. Fang's in trouble. Big crush counter. Here comes the stun.
He might be dead, Alex. I think that's going to be a kill.
Might be a bit. And Fangria, Mont going for the setup here. Little teabag there in between the fireball, and there it is. Round number 3 to Mont as he ties it up. Takes it to 2-0.
Yeah, no, that was a bad. Fangria was in firm control in that game.
I know. It looked like it was all Fangria, and then Mont just came out. He got that run back in round number 2, and then round number 3 it was all over top.
I think that wake up critical out from Fangria was the sign of his doom. I think it was he was playing really good defense and playing a very strong zoning game with old Zeku, and then he got caught out in young. And when you get caught out in young, you don't have very good tools to get people off of you, other than that wake-up jab, like we're going to watch here in these highlights here. So you see in the old form, such a strong showing here, going for the Bushin flip mix-ups and things like that, and holding a very strong zoning game.
Yeah, and particularly his anti-airs as well.
Yeah, they were excellent. And Zeku struggles with anti-airs a little bit other than his DP, which even though isn't the best. And this was just a very strong showing, but then when we skip to the next round...
And to die with a full V-trigger as well as Laura. And you can see here in round number 2, Fangria unfortunately just perhaps hitting the panic button a little too early with his wake-up critical line.
I think so, and I think the problem was that he got stuck in this young Zeku form because he just doesn't have the defensive options. The only way that he can fight his way out is off of that critical up, but that's a poor choice because on the command grab, Laura doesn't get any additional pressure, so Mont was never going to try and meaty again.
That's right, Tom, and that's a big tell to your opponent there when you do a wake-up critical art. It says to your opponent, I'm on tilt. I'm panicking.
Yeah, it does, and then this zoning game that looked so strong in the first round, it started off okay a little bit, but then Mont got that one cheeky jump in over the techie, and all of a sudden things just looked really bad. Wrong button presses from Fangry at the wrong time.
Right. And this crush counter here in the corner, and it was all over, unfortunately, for Fangry in round number 3. And just a simple corner combo to close it out. Mont taking the Brisbane Deceptors to a 2-0 lead over the Sydney Rawtop.
Yeah, I know. That's a very quick start and a very quick 2-0 lead for the Deceptors. And I don't think... Well, I mean, I wasn't expecting that. I picked Raw to win. I mean, so this has been a very quick start. Robbie jumping out of the gates, and like we were discussing earlier in the day, talking about momentum, talking about coming out strong and setting a pace for the set. And I think that Robbie really did that. He set the tone of how the Deceptors are going to play. He came out and he said, I'm going to fight. We're going to take it to them and we're going to play aggressive. And then Mont's followed suit. Now we're going to see if Panda, the so-called rock that Castle was talking about, who needs to pick up his game, can carry on this momentum. And this is the time to do it. Because if he wins this, they're up 3-0.
Yeah.
The Deceptors could have their first sweep, rather. And I don't think they got a sweep in Season 1. They haven't gotten a sweep this season, most certainly. This could be a massive turning point for this young side.
It's a huge lead on the scoreboard, Tom, and a huge lead mentally, of course, for the Brisbane Deceptors. Panda and Waz, probably the two strongest technical players here, both with huge fundamental skills. Perhaps Panda, one of the strongest Shoto fundamental players in Australia.
I'd say so.
And as Panda was saying earlier in the lead up to this set, Waz is a very defensive player. It's very hard to get in on him.
Yeah, and then Ken has limited offensive tools. Ken's a very asymmetrical offensive character. He's very basic. You've got to outplay your opponent. You can't use your kunai mix-ups and stuff. So he's really going to have to work hard to open up this Colleen, Alex.
All right, we're going to see a much slower match, I think, this time, Tom.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Panda just itching his way in, trying to get Waz to commit to something, but Waz is daring Panda to come in there with that
jump jab.
And a rare miss with the anti-air there from Waz. He's just going to back off now. He's only going to lose about 40% from that. Trying to break down Panda's door here. Panda hasn't taken any damage yet.
No, he hasn't.
80 seconds left on the clock. Still haven't seen any commitment there from Waz. And it looks like Panda's going to try and get perhaps another jump in on Waz, daring Waz to do something here. Waz not willing to commit just yet. There's the dash forward. 68 seconds left on the clock. About 1.5 bars there for Waz. He's almost got that V-trigger on deck.
This is good little reset there into the V-meter build. Now that's what Ken needs. That's where Ken gets his offense from, that V-trigger.
Oh, and a great parry. My goodness. And Panda getting a little bit too confident there, going for a button straight after the activation. Perhaps trying to get Waz on tilt a little bit early there after the activation.
Big crush counter.
And that standing heavy punch hurts so much when she's got V-trigger active, Tom.
Yeah, look at this standing.
Panda's got one more chance. Oh, wake up EX. All right, I like it. This is a chance now for Panda. He can finish off Waz here in the corner.
Is he dead? I think he's dead.
Oh, and Panda closing out round 1 with a surprise finish.
Oh, Lord. Ken's an interesting character because we're saying how basic he is, but then EXDP into V-trigger. That round was over in a flash.
Nothing fancy, just honest, pure fundamentals and skill, which Panda has in spades, Tom.
No, certainly does. And I think that was basically, it wasn't the cleanest way that he's going to play this matchup, but it's what you want here. And the Tatsu was a bad choice there for Panda, and then a good punish from Waz.
And again, we see Waz with Panda in the corner. Let's see if Panda can get out of the corner now. He doesn't look for the wake-up EXDP now. And Waz making it work now. Great tech from Panda. There's that V-reversal to try and get out of the corner. Panda with 2 bars, got that V-reversal on deck almost. Panda's going to have to wait a little longer for his. He's already used 1 bar on his V-reversal.
He's going to have to sit on that V-trigger a little bit longer. Oh, no real punish from Waz there. That is unsafe, Alex.
All right, 59 seconds left on the clock. Panda playing
nice jump back jab.
Very cautiously, and we saw that jump back jab last week from Waz. It's a great anti-air tool. Here comes the activation from Waz. He's going to try and close out the round now. He's trying to get some frame trap pressure now. Panda's backing off, not pressing any buttons. Careful with those fireballs. You have to be so careful once she's got activation there.
Yeah, she does, because she can just dash in straight through the fireballs. Oh, gutsy stuff.
And Panda just waiting for the perfect moment to activate. Here it comes. He's trying to beat down the core of Waz here, but Waz is not pressing any buttons. He knows Panda's got full V-trigger on deck.
Oh, the touch. Oh, he didn't confirm it.
Critical out. Oh, no punish there from Waz. Panda can confirm off a crouching medium kick. Waz has to be very careful. Both these players are capable of confirming the chip, and he's going to go straight for the chip.
chip, and there it is, round number 2 to Waz.
Oh, that is such a savvy play, Alex. That is such an intelligent play from Waz there. Understanding that I can chip him out with my critical art and there's nothing he can do about it.
Exactly.
And even if it's on block, it's still a great option.
It is a great option, but going into round number 3 now, which Waz has to win, he has got no meter left, and Panda's got all the meter in the world, and I tell you what, if there's anybody who can confirm off one normal, it's Panda.
Yeah, you're right. Just that can, but he decides to let it go and goes for that cheeky little target combo.
All right, Panda with a chance now. He's got Waz in the corner. Waz is in serious trouble.
Ooh.
If Panda takes this one, he will be up 3-0 for the Brisbane Deceptors.
Now, Waz is letting Panda get away with a little bit here. He's doing a lot of running at him on block, and Waz isn't checking it. That's a big part of this matchup.
There's that jump back jab again. Panda keeping those 3 meters stocked for the critical arm. He's just waiting for the opening. All right, speaking of, commentator's cursed. He's going to use that button. He's going to use that bar again, but it's okay. He's got plenty of time to build it back up again.
He definitely does.
And Waz just trying to work out how to get in here, how to weather the storm
there
here.
you go. Nice stuff from Waz. Good reactions.
All right, he just used that one opening there from the fireball, but he's not opting to go for a throw there, just trying to get a frame trap, but Panda playing very conservatively, not opting to press a button, and again, he's got those 3 meters ready to go, Tom.
Yeah, he does, and then Waz used his V-trigger to pretty much...
There's the parry, that's going to hurt. Don't jump at me. And Panda, again, just waiting for the perfect moment to unleash that critical art.
We're running out of time.
All the resources in the world. Waz has got his own critical art on deck as well. It's anyone's game here.
Oh, goes for the V-trigger. Now chip is an option for Waz.
He can't open up Waz. He's going for the throw. Right overhead. Great block. Doesn't go into the critical art, Tom. That's a huge drop. 12 seconds left. That's it. Panda takes it. Is that going to be enough?
That has to be enough.
I can't speak, Tom. That is it. Panda closing it out by a pixel against Waz. And I tell you what, the great plays just continue from Brisbane Deceptors. They are now up 3-0 against Sydney Raw.
Oh, that was a heart stopper.
My goodness.
Oh, even Panda laughing there. He knows how tense that match was, I think. That was a terrifying one. And now we're looking at a 3-0.
Robbie has come out swinging in game 1 for the Brisbane Deceptors, and 2 games later, Brisbane Deceptors just continuing the magic here. They are up 3-0. Are we going to see the first 4-0 for the Brisbane Deceptors this season, Tom?
I think we might. It's looking that way now. We're diving into this so fast. Even that was a slow match, but I feel like this set has just gone past so quickly, Alex. And looking at these highlights, Panda this is what Castle was talking about. Being the rock, being the person that has to win when your team needs it. He went for some great options here and he did what he said he needed to do, which is be patient and wait for Waz to make a mistake. And Waz made minor mistakes and made some great plays as well, as you see with that chip critical art kill there. But Panda was just such an opportunist in this match.
That's right. And I have to talk about the great meter conservation by Panda here. He saved those 3 bars up for the last critical moment. And you can see here when he uses it right at the very, very last pixel to activate the critical art right here. And there it is to take out round number 3 and game number 3 against the Sydney Raw. Brisbane Deceptors are on track to their first 4-0 over the Sydney Raw here at the Gfinity Elite Series in week number 5.
Ooh, that was a quick 3-0, but that last match was such a heart stopper. The pace the two were playing at was just the opposite of what we were talking about with Robbie and Mont with that relentless offense. It was such a patient game. It was such an intelligent game, and I think it's a really good way to show just how versatile these guys are in Street Fighter V, because we're seeing both ends of the spectrum here. We're seeing 2 guys that are seeing and feeling each other out, and then we're seeing 2 guys that are just attacking and going for that offense.
That's right. A great game. Make sure you stick around. It's going to be Mont versus Damosk up next. Luke's son is going to be in the hot seat. Before we go to that, we're going to cut across to Luke and Krishna for the debrief. What have you got for us, guys?
Yeah, look, I'm proud of him either way, guys. Let's have a look, though, at how that scoreline went. So far, as you just saw, it is 3-0 at the moment in Deceptors' favour. Pretty close stuff in those games. 2-1 every single one. Deceptors in the lead right now. We are looking at match point coming up in a sec. Can Deceptors clutch their first win of the series? They're both going home, but can they come out? Not the Widdenspooners. Widdenspooners?
Widdenspooners.
Yeah, I'm making up phrases. Why not? Hey, don't go anywhere. Game 4 action is coming your way on Street Fighter V after this short break. See you soon.
We create machines that make every experience more intense and real. With Intel Core processors so powerful, you can redefine reality. Because the best feature of a gaming machine is the power to make you forget it's there.
Welcome back to week 5 of competition. The Gfinity Elite Series match 1 is underway. Deceptors versus Raw. All 3 games so far in Brisbane Deceptors' favour. Not what you thought was coming, hey, Krishna?
Oh, I knew they were always capable of it, for sure. And
don't backtrack now, you cheeky bucket. You said it was going to be Raw.
I said if Raw wanted to win it, they have to win it quickly.
Okay.
At the moment, it hasn't been quick.
Yeah.
So Deceptors are looking really, really
I mean, this next matchup, do you think my beautiful little angel can take it home?
I think he can definitely take it home if you believe.
If I believe, it's down to me. I'm going to believe real hard then. Let's get into our next game. This is a huge one because it could mean that Deceptors are taking it home. Back over to you, Tom and Alex. I'm on the edge of my seat. Time to fight.
Thank you, Luke. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hoist Gfinity Esports Arena. We are live for the final week of regular season for Season 2, and we are in a 3-0 already, Alex. I cannot believe how quickly time has flown.
That's right, and Mont is going to take on Deimos up next. Now, both these players have played already today. Mont, of course, has been the successful one, I have to say. Deimos dropping the first match to the overwhelming power that is Robbie Slar. And he's going to be going up against the first-to-one killer, Mont here. And if Mont is able to take this, of course, it'll be a clean sweep for the Brisbane Deceptors. And what a way that would be to go out, Tom.
Yeah, it would be. Like we've said it a bunch today already, but it's all about the momentum going into next season, like Robbie said. You've got nothing to lose here, but you've got so much to gain from just attacking this last day where you're on set and you're in the studio for the final week of season. You've got so much to gain. You've got to attack, and that's what we've seen the Deceptors do. But now it's on the Raw. They did this last week, God. And they got back up, and they nearly got back over the Chiefs. They just fell off right at the end. Let's see. And it all started with Deimos last week. Let's see if it can come back with Deimos this week too, and they can actually get it done. Alex, how do you feel about this?
All right, well, Deimos has got to save his team from certain doom, from going down to 4-0 to the Brisbane Deceptors. And Deimos going sweet now, trying to get an early crush counter. There's the throw already, goes for the low. Mont doesn't bite. Mont just content to throw back and throw some fireballs at the moment and try and see how Deimos responds to them. And of course, Deimos is going to have very good defense here against these filthy setups. There's the overhead. Great block there from Mont. You have got to check those.
Gets hit by the overhead himself now. He's throwing him out and getting hit by it.
All right, Deimos looks like he's in trouble now. Yeah. There's the corner pressure. Round 1 to Mont. Just like that. And Deimos looking a little bit frustrated there.
Yeah.
He's got to turn it around. He was going to do a complete 180 here in round 2. Otherwise, this is going to be a complete 4-0 sweep for the Brisbane Deceptors.
Yeah, it's all on his shoulders now. He's got to get things together a little bit, and I think he can do it. He just has to...
Look at these V-skill turns. I like it. He's got the moves, Tom. Already got Mont down to 50%. Almost got that stun there already. Mont with the neutral jumps, just trying to get out of dodge here, trying to get that stun to go down. Here comes the offense from Mont. He's almost got that V-trigger up on deck, ready to go.
Yeah,
great neutral jump, but doesn't capitalize, unfortunately.
The things were just going. Oh my God, the walk back. That was such smart play by Deimos. But now all of a sudden he's back in control.
All right, explosions from Deimos.
This is bad.
Jump now.
He dropped his combo.
Take now. There's the V reversal. Deimos a little bit of frame.
Good jab interrupt on the overhead.
He's going to block those overheads. This is going to be a huge. Is he going to go for the command grab here? Again with the overhead. And Mont has done it. Brisbane Deceptors have taken it 4-0 over the Sydney Raw. It's done.
Oh my Lord.
I don't believe it, Tom.
That was a swift 4-0. And that last round, what happened, Alex? It was such a strong showing.
I tell you what, the Robbie cheerleading team has got a lot to be proud for. They are here, they are out in force, and just look at the effect they have had. Brisbane Deceptors stomping Sydney Raw.
Yeah, that was
4-0.
That was emphatic. That was emphatic.
That was a statement, Tom.
I think that was telling everybody, look, we're not, things didn't go our way this season, but we're coming back and fighting. And you can see here, Deimos had the opportunities to convert here, but instead he was going for those turns, those V-skill spins that you were discussing, Alex, and just dropping damage. And then Mont, whenever he got a hit, capitalized. He was maximizing his damage potential every time he landed a button, and it worked out in his favor, and it was just such a clean 4-0.
That's right, and there were so many of these overheads here. Mont using her overhead to such great effect here. Deimos struggling to block them, and you can see here once Mont gets his engine started with the Vortex, Deimos trying to get something started here with his own V-trigger activation. No V-trigger activation there. Great neutral jump, and this is massive damage here. It looked like Deimos had this second round.
He really did, and then things just fell apart so quickly, and like I said, I think it's simply because Mont was capitalizing and then noticed that Deimos was a little bit slow and started going for things like those
overheads. That's 3 overheads in the last 10 seconds of the round to seal the deal. Mont closing it out 4-0 for the Brisbane Deceptors, and I tell you what, they have a lot to be happy about today.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. These guys came to play. I mean, maybe they wanted a couple more games.
Yeah,
but, I mean, like a 4-0 is something to be very, very proud of, and I think that these Deceptors boys need to take this momentum and they need to push going forwards. I think that I genuinely think the sky's the limit for this roster. They just have to get it together a little bit, and this is what getting it together looks like, Alex. Well, this is what it looks like.
It was that meditation that Robbie was doing this morning. Yeah. I mean, some people laugh at that kind of stuff, but if you can get in the zone, if you can get zen, all the top players do it.
Yeah,
if you can get your heart rate down, and you've got your fans in the audience for Robbie Slar.
Yeah.
I mean, what more can you want? And they've done it. 4-0 Brisbane Deceptors over the Sydney Roar. Just a fantastic, fantastic game, Tom.
I'm actually taken back a little bit. I thought this was going to be close. I thought this was going to be two teams, jostling for momentum going into next season. But there was no jostling. Brisbane Deceptors just booted the door down and said no, and then said go away. And now, I guess that's back to the drawing board for the Sydney Roar.
All right, that's it for Brisbane Deceptors versus Sydney Roar. We're going to cross back over to Luke and Krishna. What have you got for us, guys?
Oh, look, meditation might get your heart rate down, but the Gfinity Elite Series certainly doesn't. It only raises the blood pressure. We have got some huge matches coming up, but let's look at this last match. That's something to print out and put on your fridge, Brisbane Deceptors. Look at that. 2-1 across the board and then taking it home Mont there with a 2-0, which was quite rude. I mean, I love you, mate. I'll see you later. But yeah, a huge win there, huge win to finish the season there for Brisbane Deceptors, which is great for them. But of course, for every winning team, there is a losing team, and my heart absolutely goes out to my favourite fellas. Ash is having a chat to Fangria right now. How is he, Ash?
Thanks, Luke. Fangria, look, it was awesome to watch you guys this season. Unfortunately, you guys lost 4-0 today, but how did you feel personally that you went today?
I didn't play as bad as I expected, especially versus Mons Laura, until I kind of choked in Young Zeku. I wanted to switch back, but I got stuck. But otherwise, I played better than I thought I would going into that matchup, since I'm definitely not comfortable against Laura.
Well, because you had a critical art there. Why did you choose to use it at that point?
I'll just say that I did choose to use it, and it was not an input error in any sense of the word. I'm 100% committed to that critical art and the mistake that it was. Yeah.
So are you hoping to come back next season? Because this was your first season. Are we going to see you again?
I'd like to see you all again, if you'd like to see me again. I'm only going to get from strength to strength. The longer the season went on, the better I played, and I think if I come back next season, you'll see an even better showing.
So you were saying that you've only been, I think, in the family of Street Fighter V for what, about 2 years? Is that right?
About 2 years. So the first year I was scrubbed that nobody talked about or even knew existed. So basically, I've known these guys for a year, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, not too long.
So how was it playing on the Gfinity Elite Series big stage up here with the audience and everyone backing you and here with your friends?
Backing me? At least I hope that's the truth. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, woo! Thumbs up. Yes! All right. Thank you. That's how I describe myself daily. No, it's really good. It's nerve-wracking to start, but right now I'm enjoying it, and if I come back, just better things from me. That's what I got to say.
Awesome. Well, fingers crossed you come back, and thank you for an awesome season.
No worries. Thank you.
Back to you, Luke.
Thank you, Fangria. And thanks, Sydney Roar. That is their season over, guys. Give them a round of applause. They absolutely smashed, did a great job. And keep that going for the winning captain of that match, Robbie Slar. Robbie, mate, it's happened. The end of the season, you got the win. How did it feel up there?
Really?
I saw you after that first match.
Oh, man,
Talk me through that.
Oh, God. It was nuts. I was all meditated. I was all calm, and then I just went nuts. It's all adrenaline now. I'm just buzzing. But I got to say, this is the opposite of what happened last week to us. These games were super close.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be a 4-0 anyway. It's a close 4-0, So I just want to give a quick shout out to Raw. I love you guys. You worked hard. Unfortunate loss. Better luck next time.
I have to ask, when the crowd was chanting that song for Deceptors and for you, how did that make you feel?
Nervous, It puts a lot of pressure on you. There's only so much pressure a man can take.
Are we going to see you next season, Robbie Slar? You back?
I mean, as long as I've convinced the teams, yeah.
As if you're not. We'll have to fight.
It sounds like it.
We need you, mate. We need you back. We need you back. Well, that was awesome stuff. Let's get into some analysis right now of that match. I believe we're starting with one of Robbie's rounds to start
Yes,
with.
we are. Because I want to go through one of Alex's biggest options, which is some of the jump-ins that he can do. You made a fantastic pressure on this. Can you talk me through how you were feeling with this?
Oh, God. Nervous. This... Alex's mix-ups are always can go any way, You just got to make some hard reads. And right here, thought he might jump again. and you just happen to deal with the sledgehammer wrong, like, what are you gonna do? You know, you just gotta guess, and you gotta guess, and you gotta guess, and I outguessed, and I played better than him.
Yeah, absolutely did. Where are we going next?
I want to take a look at one of Mont's replays because I really like the decision-making he made towards the end to get the stun.
Yeah.
Now, as you see here, that Finger was kind of dominating this round a little bit, and he was looking really well. Very nice cross up here. And as we see the stun meter build up for Fangreer, as he's putting on the pressure, he has a decision to make around here, as we can freeze it there.
Yeah. Yeah, he does a big... He could have got the stun without doing a reset, but he dropped the combo and went for another command grab to secure the stun and both the win, essentially. And it's something Mont does a lot. You know, he gets very greedy with those situations. I think that's one of the reasons why everyone says he's so good in the first one, is because he hits you with these things that you're not expecting, and you don't have time to adapt in these formats.
It's a fantastic piece of decision-making because it definitely guaranteed Deceptors that round, and it was a really key round for them as well.
Congrats, dude. So good to finish on a win. Right now, Krishna, it's time to choose an MVP for that match. Look, I think it'd be pretty outrageous if you didn't choose a certain someone, but, you know, make your point, Krishna.
No pressure, no pressure. Just choose who you want.
Who's it going to be?
Who's it going to be?
First. Who gets your points?
The first point goes to Panda. He played really well this week. I still expecting more. I think Waz dropped a couple of things that maybe he shouldn't have, and Panda was put under the gun a little bit. So I'm still waiting for him to come a little bit more out. I'm hoping Season 3 is going to be his season, because I can definitely see him being the charging bull that comes out. My second goes to Mont. Mont played really well this week. Again, we can see his decision-making, and I don't think he gets enough credit as a player. I think people always say, oh, it's Laura, it's first to one.
Yeah,
and that's the only thing.
We talk about this a lot. You know, it's a bit of an insult.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows, everyone on this stage should know Laura's like mix-ups and things, right? Like, so unless we're talking about like very, very specific, unoptimal things that you don't see usually on this stage, it's kind of a blank insult, you know? It's like, yeah, it's good to first and one, you know? I lost, but you don't say that you lost and you could improve.
Robbie,
you say, oh, good in first and one.
You're my MVP for this week.
What?
You told me it was going to be Demosk off camera. I gave you the $50 anyway. All right.
That's all right. I'll give it back to you. Congratulations. I know it says only games one of one there.
Yeah,
but that's the only one you need.
Robbie, it was a good win. Okay, just give me some credit.
How are you looking to prepare yourself for next season as well for the Deceptors? What's next for Robbie Slar?
Look, you know, like next season will be a brand new Street Fighter. You know, Season 4 will come out of Street Fighter, and it's anybody's game. You know, everything could change. Everything could flip on its head. And I just want to say that, firstly, I don't plan on dropping Alex. I know I like hinted at it, but there was like emotional response, right? You lose on stage, you're like, oh, blame the character, you know? I lost because of my mistakes, and that's not the character, you know? So I still have improvement to do up there. But I just want to say a big shout out, big thank you to everyone who supported the Brisbane Deceptors through all the hard times. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next season.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Robbie Slar, guys. He is your Astro MVP for that match. Thanks to Astro headsets, including the new A40 and A50 being used on stage here at the Gfinity Elite Series. Righto, now Alienware is giving away a 15-inch gaming laptop this season of the Gfinity Elite Series. There are 9 ways to enter, and that info is all on the website, gfinityesports.com.au. The Alienware M15 is the thinnest and lightest gaming notebook they have ever made, and you could be the lucky one to get your hands on it, all thanks to Alienware and Gfinity Esports Australia. Right now, we're about to head into our big next match. Let's look at the lineups. Let's talk it through. Robbie, you can chill with us here while we do it. Perth Ground Zero and Melbourne Avant. That is the Perth Ground Zero lineup. What do you reckon, Krishna?
Well, I'm really glad to see Ghost Chips back. It's really important
yeah.
that he's in for this week because it means he's allowed to be used for playoffs, and that's probably one of the most important things for Ground Zero. I'd like to get your thoughts, actually, because you said last week that this Ground Zero lineup is your favourite of the other teams.
I love Ground Zero. I think they're just great people. You know, I love how they play. I love who they play. I love seeing the New Zealanders getting represented. That being said, I've been behind curtains saying that Avant is like rubbish, like all season.
What?
But they've been proving me wrong every week.
I didn't know you could say anyone was rubbish, Robbie. I thought it was
I'm voting on Avant here. 4-2.
Cool. Well, let's have a look at Avant's lineup. Let's have a look at the Avant's lineup and why you think they're so strong. So we've got Space Ghost, the Wild Llama, and Ruben the Ghost. Haven't changed their lineup the whole season for good reason, yeah, Krishna?
Definitely for that.
Yeah.
It's important to realize how much of a key man that Rumors is in that lineup. If we looked at how he performed against Order last week, I think that kind of shows you what it's all about for them. And for Space Ghost and Llama to really pick up their game, it's really been the story of this Gfinity for that Avant lineup.
Let's have a look at Rumors of Ghost stats. We're going to pop some of those up right now because he really is on fire. He was on fire Season 1 and Season 2 as well, yeah?
When I was looking at these stats, the interesting thing to me is the rounds lost is actually quite high, but the game wins is also quite high. Sorry, the rounds lost is quite high. It means that he's always at least dropping one game, and he's always able to come back to it. And I really feel like that's a really good asset to have, that even if he drops a game, he knows what the adjustments to make are. He knows what he's looking for, and he knows how he can take this game and make that win for the Avant roster.
You got to remember also, like, there's times when you on purpose, like, lose a game, you know? Or not necessarily on purpose, but, like, you know that the chances of coming back are very not optimal, right? So you try and save your meter. You're just trying to build meter, trying to make them spend theirs.
We call it first round data.
The next round, the next round, like the one that you have everything to spend and everything to spend to win.
Well, we're about to get into this second match of the day. Let's give Robbie Slow a proper send-off. Give him a round of applause, guys, as he gets out here. I've got to grab that mic off you. What a mic shortage, bro. Thanks so much, Robbie. Let's get these teams out here for the second match of the day. So, guys, make some noise. Go absolutely nuts for Perth Ground 0. Ghost Chip, CO, and Rups. Yeah. And taking them on in the second match of the day. Please go crazy for Melbourne Avant. Space Ghost, a Wild Llama, and Rumors of Ghosts. Now, Rups, I feel like your brand is being like not too confident and then smashing it, right? Are you bringing more confidence in this week, or are you keeping it chill?
How can I be confident? I'm going up against the 3 luckiest men in Sydney. Like, just flip a coin. Like, will we win? Sure.
Wow, okay. How are you feeling, Rumors, off of last week? Huge week for you. You feeling good going into this?
Hey, I thought we were doing well, like playing out of skill, and now I'm being told it's out of luck? Come on, man.
It is a bit of accidental shade, isn't it? Yeah. I didn't even catch that. I'm very slow.
Secret shade.
Also, where's your mustache? Oh, you shaved it. Yeah,
Thank
cool.
God it's gone.
I was worried you dropped it somewhere. Hey, let's have a look at the matchups right now. They're going to pop up on the screen. All important match behind you. Let's see what's happening, guys. First matchup of the day. We've got Rups versus Space Ghost. Big one there. Bit of a shrug from Rumors. I call that, mate. You're not bothered. Easy? Okay, easy. All right, second one, we got CO and Rumors of Ghosts. Again, he's not bothered. All right, we'll see. Okay. Matchup number 3, Ghost Chips and a Wild Llama. Ghost Chips is back. Exciting stuff. What's that? There was a mutter to yourself.
I
What
was
was
just
that?
wondering if it's going to be the same person twice in a row again, all over again. Same as last week.
All right. Matchup number 4. CO and Rumors of Ghosts again. I mean, are you at all nervous going into this?
No, not in the slightest. No, I'm very happy with this.
Really? Now, look, I know that you're training partners as well, right? I mean, do you feel like you know his play as a consequence?
I mean, I thought I knew Rumors, and then I saw that something on his face, and I guess I found out he's 4 surprises. So.
Yeah, he's a changed man, isn't he? Yeah, much less shady, to be honest. I thought you were going to sell me a dodgy car before. Let's have a look at number 5 matchup for this all-important match. Rups taking on a Wild Llama. Number 6, obviously, if we get there, guys, it's going to be Ghost Chips and Space Ghost. And if we make it to the end, matchup number 7 is CO and Rumors of Ghosts again to bring it home. All right, guys, this is it. We are really into some serious stuff here because this is going to affect how the grand final and the semis play out. Get out of here, guys. Get in the zone. Give them a round of applause as they get out of here, guys. Second match of the day, Gfinity Elite Series. We'll see you in a sec.
Coming up, Perth Ground 0 go head-to-head with Melbourne Avant.
Their team, I don't think we're as worried about them as Order, even though they beat Order. We're just going to be practicing, basically, and see if we can pull out a win.
GZ, they're a very strong team. Ghost Chips is an even stronger addition. It's like great to see New Zealand being represented, but we're still going to win, right? Like he's got a good amount of experience for someone his age, but I think we still got this in the bag.
This is the Gfinity Elite Series presented by Alienware.
Mr. Murray, have you decided on a name?
We're thinking Callum.
Calamari.
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 Let's make it Jack.
Drink it through with Dare iced coffee.
Welcome back to Street Fighter V, Gfinity Elite Series Week 5. We are in a crucial moment of this series. We got some big matches coming up. But right now, if you want to play Street Fighter at the very top level, then Alienware will give you the edge with their series Path to Pro.
I'm Somniac, captain of the Sydney Chiefs in the Gfinity Elite Series, and I'm here to guide you on your path to pro thanks to Alienware. To become a successful pro Street Fighter player, it's critical to know what characters your opponents will be using in a tournament. I would recommend studying your opponents through Street Fighter V CFN replay system and reviewing streamed tournament matches to build a winning counter strategy. Watching replays and matches of other pro players using characters that you don't main will allow you to get an understanding of how they and their character plays. Using training mode, replicate what you've seen and find out what your options are. Experience is vital, so grab a training partner and experiment with matchups. If the majority of the field is playing advantageous matchups against your main, it's probably time to switch, or at least pick up a secondary in order to fight those characters. If you're preparing for a run in a league, keep your eyes open for the most successful players of the last season and the characters that they played. Birdie was successful in both Season 1 and Season 2 of the Gfinity Elite Series, so is a prime example of a character that we need to find counter strategies for. Best of luck on your path to pro.
Don't forget, guys, snacks are also important, and a great matchup there is carrot sticks and hummus. That's something you can just do at home. Anyway, just a personal tip from me to you. Hey, before we get into our second match, the Gfinity Elite Series has attracted the New Zealand trio of the Big Chopper, who's been playing with Sydney Chiefs, Cam Zace, who's with Order, and Ghost Chips, representing Perth Ground Zero. Now, they've all been included in the Street Fighter roster because they're top-level gamers. So we caught up with them to find out more on the New Zealand fighting games community.
Pretty much what it's like in the NZFGC. It's been around for a real long time. Like, shout outs to Dave, by the way, who runs Standing Fist, because he's the one who runs the community in it. And out of those fruits of his labour, Ghost Chips came out of the ashes and then, you know, made his way up the scene. So I reckon all of us.
Chopper and I, we've been like friends for quite a long time, since Street Fighter 4 days.
We all know each other really well, play each other a lot, definitely. We're all from Auckland, so we're pretty close geographically as well.
Kansas and I really got along when we were drafted to Deceptors. Prior to that, we're more like we just meet up at our locals, play some games.
It's hard to go past Ghost Chips. He's been on top for a long time, but I think I'm gaining on him, so it could be me very soon.
Quick mention to Ghost Chips, you're not beating me, all right?
Communities separated across cities are not really restricted by travel.
We usually have majors in all of the 4 major cities in New Zealand, so Auckland, Hamilton, Wellington and Christchurch.
In general, all of New Zealand FGC is quite tight-knit.
And most players from most cities who are passionate about the game will travel to all of them. So
we have one major, everybody rocks up.
So you'll see essentially the same group of people everywhere, which is amazing.
Whereas in Australia, like, you know, you have a Perth scene, but they never really get to meet up with the Sydney scene. They never get to meet up with the Melbourne scene. it's all segregated, and as such, you have a smaller training pool. And eventually, we'll bring our skills over here.
So it's Oceania as a whole rather than just like 2 split nations, you know, so we can all build up together and then finally go to the world and wreck shop. So
We want to see Australians succeed just as badly as we want to see New Zealand succeed. If we're both going overseas to a different tournament, it doesn't matter. Like, we're both trying to get as far as we can.
Righto, second match of the day about to happen. Krishna, who do you reckon is going to be, Avant or GZ?
I got a really, because the interesting matchup that I'm seeing is CO versus Rumors of Ghost. I'm really interested in that, because if they're putting CO as anchor, I reckon that means they're specifically targeting Rumors.
Right.
So I'm wondering if CO is going to try and repeat what he did last week against Panda, take out the anchor character, take out the important player.
You think he's got a chance against Rumors?
It's going to be a tough one. They do know each other well, as they said. They're both training partners, so it'll be interesting. Still going to favour Rumors. I'm going to say Avant's probably going to take this one.
Okay, we will see. Second match of the day. We're about to get into it. Over to you, Tom and Alex. It's time to fight.
Thanks, Luke. Street Fighter Super Sunday continues live from the Hoyt's Gfinity Esports Arena. It's time for game number 2. Hi, I'm Alex Hart. I'm here with Tom Scott. Tom, what are your predictions here? We're going to have Perth Ground Zero versus Melbourne Avant.
Well, it's an interesting one, Alex. I initially was leaning towards Ground Zero, as I said earlier in the show, but looking at the matchups and the metrics that we've got, I'm starting to lean a little bit towards Avant, Alex, simply because these matchups just look a little bit favourable for Avant. I've seen Sio and Rumors play a bunch, and Sio will complain to the high heavens about how terrible Birdie is and how he destroys Ibuki and all this nonsense. And Ibuki's an incredibly strong character, but it seems that Sio seems to struggle there a little bit. Something might have changed, because it seems like Ground Zero are chasing this matchup. So
I tell you what, Tom, I have no sympathy for an Ibuki player. No sympathy. Before we get into it, it's Incent reward time, and you can earn yourself some currency by heading to gfinity.incentloyalty.com. You've got a short window of opportunity to use the drop code on the screen at GSweep. That's GSweep, all in uppercase, and get paid. You'll earn yourself 20 incents per drop code. And if you're thinking you'll miss the action, don't fret. You can watch it live from the rewards website. All right, let's get into it. Perth Ground Zero versus Melbourne Avant. Game number 1. It's going to be our Lord and Saviour, Peter Rups, versus Space Ghost, the Lord and Saviour of Armika here in the Southern Hemisphere. And he's going up against Space Ghost, the Guile Master. Now, this is a difficult matchup for Mika, Tom.
This is pretty bad. This is, as an ex-Mika player, this is probably her worst matchup, I'd say. It's really hard. She struggles to deal with the sonic booms, the zoning, the flash kicks. She gets hit by one EX flash kick, back to neutral, has to work all of his way back in. So it'll be interesting to see who he goes with. He may pick Abigail, he may pick...
Wait a minute, here, Tom, the Abigail is here. I love it. All right. It's just like Somniac said, if you've got a bad matchup, you've got to go to your pocket character.
This is also a bad matchup, but I guess Rups feels
it's better. It's better.
A slightly less bad matchup. So let's dive straight into game 1. Ground Zero versus Avant. Quick, make some noise before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Rups versus Space Ghost. He's bringing out that big boy damage. He went straight for the double dash command grab, but Space Ghost was ready for it. All right, Rups, he's going to try and reflect some of those sonic booms back at Space Ghost. He's not having much of our luck at the moment, but he only needs to get in once, Tom.
Yeah, he does. And think about it now, Abigail has a bunch of health, so he can afford to take a bunch of hits here. It's like 1075 health. So he can take a couple of hits getting in here rather than Almika is a bit of a cannon.
All right, almost had the Abigail clutch there. All right, but he's gone straight under, but he's got the armor, but it doesn't work in this instance, Tom. All right, Space Ghost just wearing down the health here of Rups.
Counter hit confirmed from Rups there.
All right, Rups moving forward now. He's got Space Ghost on the retreat. Great overhead. Rups is in trouble. Oh my God, Space Ghost saw that forward dash a mile away. Just straight in there with the EX flash kick. Round 1 to Space Ghost.
This is exactly how you expect this matchup to go, Alex. It's not looking good for Rups here. He's going to have to turn with a big old grin on his face there, so I think he's ready to go.
He's going to need some of those charge-heavy punches if he wants to get through those sonic booms and try and get into Space Ghost's defense. You can see him trying to get inside that sonic boom range. No. All right, here we go. A chance now for Rups. He's got to move forward. Oh, he's just letting the animation play out. I like it. Trying to get into Space Ghost's skin, unfortunately.
Nice use of the target.
Oh, but there's the X flash kick again. Space Ghost says, I'm not afraid to let it rip.
Bad.
I got one round on the board already. Rups is in trouble. He's got to make something happen now. It's do or die now for Rups.
Look for sweep into V-trigger from Rups now. That's where Abigail gets going. Oh, look at this.
Oh, big boy down. He misses it. All right, there's the cross up. I like it. A chance now for Rups. He's got to move forward and take this round here from Space Ghost. Space Ghost activating the V-trigger. There's the flash kick. I like it. All right. Rups on his last legs now. This is very difficult. Oh, and the fuzzy guard. Instant overhead. I like it. And 2 straight rounds to Space Ghost, putting game 1 on the board for Melbourne Advance.
Ooh, that was a strong opening there from Space Ghost. I love the use of that instant opening there. Some character-specific tech, Alex, just for the Abigail matchup.
He knew that matchup. Those dash forwards, every time Rups tried to get something started, he was there with the EX flash kick. He was not afraid to let it rip, especially in round 2 once he had round 1 on the board here. Let's have a look at the replay here, Tom.
Now, I think Rups was going for a very reactionary and hard sort of base play style. He was going for what the gut told him to do. And that got him some traction. It got him a little bit. But then Space Ghost's just solidarity just kept him in firm control here, and Rups just really looked like he was struggling to get in.
Just look at the mental fortitude here by Space Ghost. He's not losing his cool at all, just staying his ground. I was about to say a bad word there. No rubbish, just letting it, just playing solid. And you can see here, Rups really having trouble trying to get in here. Yeah. And these Sonic Booms just proving
I love that activation, but he just dropped the combo.
He just dropped the combo. He had a great cross up here. Looks like he was about to get something started here, but Space Ghost just ready with these EX flash kicks. And that could have been lights out for Space Ghost. And I feel for Rups here, he was so close on several occasions, and just finishing off with that instant overhead. You never expect the instant overhead. It always comes when you least expect it, and Space Ghost deploying that at the perfect moment to score. I like game number 1 against against Perth at ground 0. Let's go into the next match now, Tom. It's going to be Sio versus Rumors of Ghost. Now, this is going to be the first of 3 matches between these two, if the full 7 matches go between these two teams.
Exactly. And this last time Rumors was in this position, he got a clean 3-0 on ROF. So you can see that this is a man who likes the long set. He likes to play more games and understand his opponent. Sio, as an Ibuki player, is incredibly strong in the first to 1. Let's see how he continues in the first to 3 here.
Sio is in big trouble here. He's got his work cut out for it.
And the pressure's on, because if he goes down 2-0 here, this puts massive pressure on not only him, but the rest of his team for the rest of the set.
Rumors of Ghost looks like he's already won. He's smiling.
He's already done.
He better not lose this time, I tell you what.
Yeah, oh man. Look, I'm not sure how this one will go. This is going 50-50 in their time. There's a good punish there from Sio. I like the strong start here.
All right, Rumors of Ghost just content to sit there. All right, choosing his openings, and that is a Rumors of Ghost special. Bad. He's so good at these confirms off the standing medium punch, Tom. Down goes the cam. Sio, okay, just gets out of dodge. I like it. Just avoids some damage there. He's going to back off a bit now. Try and let that stun meter go down a bit. And Rumors of Ghost just waiting for Sio to commit. Commits there with the jump and just tosses him straight out of the air like a ragdoll with that crouching heavy punch.
Got to be careful though. Fuma Shuriken's ready. Watch for one more hit from Sio, and he's going to go into it.
All right, here we go. This is danger time. All right, there's the V reversal.
Oh, he just gets hit, but no confirm from Sio.
All right, doesn't capitalize on that. Not a lot of damage there.
DP anti-air.
All right, now Rumors of Ghost finding himself in the corner. He's quite happy to fight out of the corner here. Great shimmy there. A chance now for Sio. And catches it and reads the ES.
Can we talk about that?
That is fantastic.
That was
really
genius.
well done.
That was genius play from Sio. He used a multiple hitting move to blow up the armor on 30 DX.
We've seen Takedo do that actually against Mena RD. All right, let's go into round number 2 here, and Sio on a high now. He's got the first round out of the gate against Rumors of Ghost. Rumors is in trouble now.
Yeah, look at that damage off one jump.
I know, that neutral jump heavy punch. He's used that so well throughout Season 1 and now in Season 2. All right, he's trying to use the neutral game here now. Great confirm off the standing light kick.
Oh, this is bad. Oh, he went for the backdash, didn't get caught out.
All right, Rumors of Ghost on a sizable lead now. Sio's going to need to pop his V trigger and make something happen, Tom. He's almost got the full critical line on deck.
Yeah, this looks bad, but this is Ibuki we're talking about. She has the Shuriken ready.
And a commanding round number 2, just shutting down everything there. Rumors of Ghost making a complete 180 degrees adjustment. He's still smiling. He's not out yet, Tom.
Yeah, no, this is a very tight match. You can see here the levels that's going on here between two players that know how each other want to play. There is extensive matchup knowledge. All right. Forward throw, here we go. Throw Ibuki gets scary now in the corner.
All right, here comes the throw. Sio trying to keep Rumors locked down in the corner. Rumors, great confirm. Nice. A great EX kunai, but it's not enough. Rumors fighting his way out of the corner now. Great standing heavy punch blocked by Sio. A chance now for Sio. Does he go for the throw? Just goes for the medium wake up. Great shimmy there again, but doesn't capitalize. Both plays badly on life. 68 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, the Dolphin dive. He's got one. Let's get the counter.
Rumors turning up the volume now. He's backing off, waiting for Sio to pop that V-trigger.
Yeah,
he just wants to neutralize the V-trigger and get that off the screen. Here comes Sio now. Gets caught with the can. Here comes the V-trigger activation. Sio trying to make something happen now and close it out. 50-50 dash under. Same side. Rumors in serious trouble. Here comes Sio, but he drops it. My goodness, here comes the activation. That's safe. He's going to back off now, let that stun meter go down.
No,
It's anyone's game now, Tom.
Yeah, keep in mind, Sio has a minor life lead here. Rumors has to be the aggressor. Sio does not have to make anything happen. Let's look for patience. However, Sio doesn't have any kunai left, so he has no projectiles available.
Rumors has the advantage here on the ground. He's going to look for a confirm off the standing medium punch. Down goes the can. Rumors, 21 seconds left on the clock. He's got the critical. Oh, doesn't confirm. My God, I've never seen him drop that time.
Oh, no. Okay, Sio going for a kunai reload. He needs a way to get in now.
And Rumors of Ghost. Oh, and that's straight throw. That is it. And Sio pops up just like that.
Oh, my
Just like that, Tom.
Okay, so if I had another 5 seconds, I was about to say he's going to kunai dump, dash and throw.
Wow.
Because that's how Ibuki can get in there risk-free. Because kunai dump into medium command dash is a plus on block move. He's able to get in and put Rumors in a situation where he has to guess.
I think Rumors was expecting a dash forward there, but he wasn't expecting the kunai to come out first. And that kunai just putting him in block stun first, and knowing that Rumors of Ghost does not typically like to press buttons or tech, he's a very conservative techer, and he got it straight away with that throw, and he has every reason to be proud of his play there. Very well played. Let's have a look at the instant replay there in this second game. And that's going to bring it to 1-1, Perth Ground Zero, tying it up with Melbourne Advance.
I'm so impressed by Sio's play here. He's changed up his play style a little bit, knowing that Rumors had a good read on him here. And this first round looked pretty good for Rumors, and Sio just managed to turn it around a little bit, Alex.
Yeah, look, he does very well here, and you can see Rumors fighting his way out of the corner here,
nice
and Sio...
And then this. Okay, so that used to the back medium punch, so that only links on counter hit, right?
That's right.
You saw Sio go for it a couple of times, but it's a pretty safe meaty. But the fact that he recognized it, went for the counter hit confirm, and took that round was such strong play.
We'll hopefully let Krishna talk about that in the debrief, because that is a very important thing to note.
Yeah.
And we can see here in round number 2, Rumors of Ghost just shutting down everything Sio is trying to throw at him, just putting on a clinic here.
Yeah, this is why I think Sio doesn't like this matchup, because what you're looking at right here is this clinical just dismantling of Sio's offense.
Yeah, and there's the EX Dolphin dive here. We can see Sio get some momentum started here once he popped his V-trigger and got Rumors of Ghost caught in that blender in the corner here. And it looked like it was all over for Sio here. This commanding life lead, and loses his V-trigger advantage here, but just gets the jump in straight away into the V-trigger activation. There's the 50-50 from the front. He gets a second 50-50 here and just fails to close it out there. 2 50-50s straight into the headbutt, makes it safe. And this tense standoff here at the end here.
10 seconds.
And the throw just to close it out at the 12 seconds. And Sio pops off. Very well played.
I think that's a big moment for him, because Rumors has been bullying Sio for a long time in training. As I've been around and experienced it a lot, Sio seriously struggled with Birdie in tournament online, tournament offline, tournament. It's been a serious thorn in his side. You can see that he's put a lot of work into this matchup, and it's really worked out for him, and he's won on the biggest stage possible right now.
That's right, and this is a huge momentum shift for Sio potentially. As I said, he's playing Rumors of Ghost potentially 3 times this game.
Yeah.
So if we do go to the full 7 games, Sio is going to face Rumors of Ghost a further 2 times, and this is a huge momentum boost for Sio starting out.
Yeah, and speaking of momentum, it looks like we are diving into this next game. We have 2 extremely momentum-heavy characters here with M. Bison and G. Now, these are 2 characters that are like glass cannons, Alex. These are aggressors. They want to get in on you and use the fact that they're so strong on offense to make you crumble, because their defense is lacking a little bit. So look for whoever gets the momentum going first to take this one out strong.
All right, Ghost Ships flying in all the way from New Zealand. New Zealand's best hope, hailing from Auckland. He's here representing the New Zealand FGC and, of course, Perth Ground Zero. And he's going to go up against a Wild Llama now with his explosive G. But a Wild Llama is going to have a pretty hard time until he gets some of that G charge activated and the V-trigger.
Yeah, and you can see that Ghost Chips does not want any of it. He just starts
and look at that stun already. We've barely finished talking about these 2 players. 83 seconds left on the clock. Ghost Chips well on his way to a perfect. Wild Llama's in trouble.
Oh, here comes the damage. Look at this combo. This is a scaled combo because of the V-trigger confirm. And look at all this damage.
All right, Llama, a chance now. Moving forward. Doesn't go for the command grab. He's got Ghost Chips locked down in the corner. Ghost Chips with his very strong defense. All right, and a great backdash there. Round 1 to Ghost Chips.
Oh my lord. So that looks so strong for Ghost Chips. And all of a sudden, Llama just had a turnaround. Ghost Chips is in the other corner. And that's what I was saying about how aggressive these 2 characters are.
That's right. All right, a Wild Llama's got to get some more offense started this round. Doesn't want to find himself in the corner again against Ghost Chips. Ghost Chips is a master of keeping you in the corner here. All right, a Wild Llama shifting forward now. Catches the backdash.
Oh my lord.
There's the command grab. All right, he's almost at stun now, Tom. Ghost Chips has got to be careful. Goes for the V reversal, but a Wild Llama read it, but he's not enough for the stun. done yet. Ghost Chips is in trouble, down to 40%, 78 seconds. Great bicycle kick out of the corner. All right, he's out of trouble now. He's still finding himself in the corner.
Nice wake-up buttons from Ghost Chips. He's still letting it rip, even though he's at a life deficit.
Wake up with the 3-frame. Ghost Chips is almost down to 5% now. He's got all the resources in the world.
That V reversal.
I don't think he's going to use the critical art just yet there. And round 2 to a Wild Llama. He ties it up. And Ghost Chips looking a little bit frustrated there with round number 2. Not quite sure what happened there after such a dominant round 1.
I'll tell you what happened, Alex. It was just all offense. Look at that crouch jab anti-air from Ghost Chips showing off his character strength. And then, here comes G already in the corner.
All right, and Ghost Chips with a full critical art on deck. He's going to use it for an EX head stomp there. A Wild Llama now turning up the volume. Great neutral jump, calling out the slide there. Here comes Ghost Chips.
Big crush counter. Now all the momentum's in Ghost Chips' side instead of Llama.
All right, great Psycho Axe pressure into the EX bicycle kick. He's going to try and shut down a Wild Llama here. Wild Llama's almost got that V trigger on deck, but he might not get a chance to use it, Tom.
He might have one more chance, Alex. There's going to be one more opportunity here.
All right, Ghost Chips has to be careful. A Wild Llama's going to activate. Here he comes, and here we go. A chance now for Wild Llama pushing forward, trying to open up Ghost Chips. Great defense now from Ghost Chips, and that's it. And round number 3 to Ghost Chips. He closes it out to take it 2-1 over Melbourne Avant.
Oh, jeez, that was a quick match, Alex. That was all offense.
Ghost Chips played really well, but you could see he was stressed in that match.
Oh, yeah. In that second round, you could see he was sitting there, and you could see him trying to fight his way out of the corner, but he just didn't know how.
That's right.
G just has this, especially in V-Trigger, has this onslaught of pressure.
G is so oppressive once he pops his V-Trigger, and that's the design of his character. He has such an amazing comeback mechanic, much like Alex at Ibuki, and once he gets that pressure started, he is such a monstrosity. A very close match there, despite Ghost Chips taking it in 2 rounds.
Look at this. There's a lot to look at in this replay here, and I'm very impressed with how Ghost Chips chased Llama. Because like we've discussed, G needs that G charge to be a strong character outside of V-Trigger, but Ghost Chips just stuck to him like a fly on something that doesn't smell very good, Alex.
Just didn't give him a chance there to get any G charge activated, and you can see here a Wild Llama popping his V-Trigger and getting almost 40% here on Ghost Chips. He's got Ghost Chips now in the corner here, and look at this pressure, but Ghost Chips sticking to his gun, just holding back on that stick, waiting for an opening. And as we look here into round 2, it looks like
this is just the reverse of what happened in that first round, where Ghost Chips had the control, and now all of a sudden Llama just had a read on everything and was just playing this offense, this explosive offense, and made great use of G's throws. And then going into this third round, it just went the other way around. It's like they were taking in turns, Alex.
That's right. Well, once you get all that data collected on your opponent from that first round, you can really make the adjustment in the second round here. And you can see here a Wild Llama just trying to fight his way out of the corner here with that V-Trigger activation. Great defense from Ghost Chips, opting to use the V-Reversal at the opportune, perfect time to shut down that offense from a Wild Llama to bring Perth Ground Zero up 2-1 over Melbourne Avant, Tom.
That was a quick one. That was crazy.
It was very quick.
I think that's what we expected, though, is all offense out of those two characters. Bison with those long plus-on-block normals, and G with that V-Trigger that he doesn't even need to actually hit you, and he just pushes you from one corner to the other. And speaking of pushing from one side to the other, Alex, we're going to send it over to the other desk to Luke and Krishna. What's going on, boys?
Thanks, guys. Hey, let's have a look at the update, how those scores are going. So, yeah, it is 2-1 in favour of Ground Zero at the moment. Space Ghost coming out hot there for Avant, but then both the next games going Ground Zero's way. It's a rematch again of CEO versus Rumors of Ghost. Can Rumors of Ghost come back and take down his training partner? We will find out after this quick break. There's plenty more live Street Fighter action coming your way.
We create machines that make every experience more intense and real. With Intel Core processors so powerful, you can redefine reality. Because the best feature of a gaming machine is the power to make you forget it's there.
Welcome back to Street Fighter V, brought to you by Astro Headsets and Dare Ice Coffee. And you're seeing scenes right now from the beautiful entertainment quarter here in beautiful Sydney. Come on down, we're here every weekend for the next 2 weekends only. It's a great day out. Hit the Hoyts website and you can get your tickets and come and watch it all happen live. Look at that awesome crowd, beautiful people. The best looking crowd we've had all day, guys. Wink. Hey, now, just before we get back to Perth versus Avant, Ash is backstage hanging out in the warm-up room. What's going on, Ash?
Hey, thanks so much. No, I'm just being a pest out here, watching the guys prepare. So we've got Order and Chiefs up a little bit later today. BK Sama is practicing over here. So Acrylic Saint, how have you been preparing for the week ahead?
You know, the other players on Chiefs, like Somniac and BK, have been giving me lots of advice for the matchups and stuff. And that's been really helpful. Yeah.
Are there any matchups that you're most looking forward to today? Or you're hoping for?
Yes. I'm really wanting to have a go at ROF personally. I haven't really played him. Should be fun, I reckon.
All right, well, I think I'm going to switch over and go to the other side. Just bear with me 1 second. Someone play some music or something. Oh, yeah. And they actually played me music. Woo! Hey, guys, what's going on? What's with the mask, Travis?
I'm suffering from ligma right now, but I should be okay by next week, I think.
Ligma? What's a ligma?
I don't.
Oh, is this an in-joke or something? Should I just move on?
Yeah, I think the audience understands, but yeah, take it as you will.
I hope you're not throwing me under the bus. So how have you been preparing this week? Are there any matchups you're looking forward to? How's life treating you apart from the sickness?
So Chiefs sent in their sub team, so we don't really care. We're just going to win rather easily. And I'm looking forward to facing Sam with my Abigail because he doesn't know the matchup and he's been practicing against Balrog the entire time. and when Sam said that he hadn't versed ROF, I think he versed him last season, actually lost. So just a little bit of a correction there. But I think it should be pretty fun.
Well, I think it's going to be a bit awkward if you lose. Have you prepared your losing speech?
I never even thought of it.
Okay, well, I'll leave you guys to think about it and practice, and I'll get out of your hair. Thanks for letting me pestering you guys. Everyone's looking a bit serious, so back to you, Luke.
Thanks, Ash. Hey, let's get into this match. We have to get straight back into gameplay. Very important stuff happening. Can Room is a Ghost take down... Oh, you've already taken the camera off.
Hello, and we're back. See you later, Luke. We are live at the Hoist Gfinity Esports Arena. Don't worry about him. He rambles a lot. Getting into our next game, a very important... Oh, no. Uh-oh. Okay, game four. We got the run back of Sio and Rumors here. We got another Birdie versus Ibuki matchup. Now, Sio showcased a lot of tech. Again, anti-birdie tech, I would say, and obviously had studied the matchup. However, he's got 2 more games of this.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he has more in the tank, or do you think he's shown it all already?
Well, look, one of 2 things is going to happen. Either Sio is going to get a huge mental high from this, as he has from game number 1, and he's going to continue that momentum up against Rumors of Ghosts. Or Rumors of Ghosts will, like you said, take that anti-birdie tech and really put it in his face and take these next 2 games quite convincingly. So
yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm looking forward to see what happens. He's still got a smile on his face, Rumors of Ghosts.
Mate, you probably just saw this hijinks that just happened on stage. I'll tell you what, who hired this man?
Who hired this? That's right. All right. And you can't get under Rumors of Ghost skin. He's still smiling. Let's see what he's got in the tank for game number 2 to redeem himself against Sio. All right. Let's see how we go into game number 1 top. All right, Perth Ground Zero up 2-1 over Melbourne Avant. You can see here Sio just knocking on Rumors of Ghost door here, trying to get in. Rumors keeping him out with that standing heavy punch, that standing medium punch.
Oh, nice little use of the jump kunai there. Now, you've got to keep in mind that Sio has a limited number of those, and he's already expended 2.
Oh, and another great neutral jump there from Mr. Gfinity himself.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, no conversion off the big crush can.
Oh, and a great standing heavy kick over that can. I like it.
Oh, that comboed onto the can.
It did combo to the can. That's savage. All right, Sio in serious trouble trying to get out of the corner there. That stun meter building. All right, Rumors just beating down on Sio now in the corner. Sio's in trouble. Pops the V trigger.
What is that?
58 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, he dropped the combo. Oh, my
And that's a huge drop for Sio. He's in trouble. Round 1 to Rumors of Ghosts.
That was a much stronger showing than we saw last game from Rumors there. It looks like he's adjusted a little bit to what
Sio nodding his head, yeah.
And then Rumors giggling away as per usual.
You're not going to get this game as easily as you got the last one there. All right, Sio knows he dropped round 1 there. He dropped a lot of opportunities there with his V-trigger. He's going to try and make a count here in round number 2. There's the EX kunai to get in.
Oh, nice. Rumors of Ghost. Goes for the wake up the meaty sweep. Interesting choice, but it works out. But then Rumors adjusts with his own EX pull.
Oh, and again trying to do that fancy footwork over the can. I like it.
Yeah, he is. But but you got to be careful there because Rumors is ready for it. He knows that's coming. You can't use that every time because Rumors is just going to whiff punish it.
That's right, and Sio just looking for his opportunity to get in here. All right, big command grab there from Rumors. Perhaps getting under Sio's skin to get here. All right, he's in trouble now. Sio's in trouble, finding himself with the banana there.
Oh, another stand.
Sio looking at death's door now. Down goes the banana peel.
Watch for a...
Oh, there's the EX Dolphin dive just out of the blue, and that is it. Rumors of Ghost answers back.
I was halfway through saying, watch for the Dolphin dive, and then he did it.
And that is the power of Birdie, and more specifically, Rumors of Ghost. Mr. Gfinity himself answering back with a statement. 2 straight rounds over Sio. He says, you're not going to get a second game out of me, and he has tied it up to, well, actually, I'm sorry, it's 3 games to 1 now over Perth Ground Zero. They'll be on match point now in this next game.
I thought it was 2-2.
Let's have a look now at the instant replay here. And that great crush counter with the standing roundhouse. Perhaps Sio expecting a command grab there. Pressing a button that gets in the combo into that can.
Into the can. That's new tech right there, invented by Rumors. And then this was just a dominating game, I think. This was just... Rumors adjusted a little bit and was ready for what Sio brought to the table last game. And now we're looking at a situation where Rumors just is putting the pressure back on Sio and going, okay, now you have to do something for me. Like, look, this was firm
you can see so much dancing around the neutral there.
And the command grab after the -2 situation is an incredibly intelligent choice there because he hasn't done it all set. And then he just whips it out at the right time. Sio not ready for it, gets hit, and this life lead is enormous.
And Rumors of Ghost recognised Sio playing very conservatively, dancing around, looking for a whiff punish, and then just caught him straight at the end with the EX Dolphin dive. A Birdie classic, and one that has worked very well for Rumors of Ghost throughout Gfinity Elite Series. Melbourne Avant are now up 3-1 over Perth Ground Zero. Our next match, we're going to have Rups versus a Wild Llama. It'll be interesting to see if Rups goes for his Abigail pick again, or if he goes back to his main, it's going to be Mika.
It's an interesting choice. I think he's going to go with Mika on this one because I don't see any reason why Mika would struggle against G.
I see Mika there on the screen, Tom. It looks like he's going to go for Mika there up against a Wild Llama's G, and I don't know if this is a difficult match for a Wild Llama. How do you think Mika does in this match typically, Tom?
Okay, I think going into this, I think that Rups is going to have one game plan, and it's going to be never let him presidential charge.
Yeah.
Or if he does, knock him down immediately. Because without the presidential charge, I think Mika will kind of smother him and then be able to control the pace of the match. And G, lacking defensive options and good, strong get escape options, is going to struggle. However,
there's that homemade hitbox there from a Wild Llama. Look at that piece of art.
Terrible. If G can get to the G charge, he gets an incredibly strong fireball and great anti-air options, and that's where Mika is going to start struggling, and it's going to turn into like a Guile matchup where he can't get in and he's going to be basically running into a wall for 2 minutes.
That's right. All right, let's get into it, and I'm sorry, I'd like to make a correction. It is in fact 2-2. Haven't had enough coffee. Let's get into it. 2-2. Perth Ground Zero versus Melbourne Avant. Rups looking to redeem himself after the first game loss, and here comes Rups out swinging out. He doesn't want to get a G charge there. A Wild Llama. He wants to make sure a Wild Llama doesn't have a chance there to charge up.
Oh, nice crush counter into the reset. Goes for the forward heavy punch. That's plus frames, ladies and gentlemen.
There's the back flop, and he's going to get a punish there. That is going to hurt. And look at a Wild Llama. Beautiful punish there. Perfectly optimal punish. And here comes a Wild Llama there trying to get something started.
Oh, that's very minus. Good punish from Rups. Loses the presidential charge, and now it's back to Mika's favour, I'd say.
All right, both players, they're about even at the moment. Rups has got to make something happen. And speaking of, 63 seconds left on the clock. Rups can take this one home. He's got Wild Llama locked down in the corner. Llama's not going to let him go with a jump in. There's the V reversal.
Nice anti-air with the rush punch.
Rups is in trouble. This is almost lights out, and that is it. The power of G. A Wild Llama taking out round 1 against Rups.
That was one button. That's one special, and he took like a third of his health. Ridiculous.
You cannot let G cancel into that V trigger. It is so damaging. But speaking of damage, Rups has got almost full critical art on deck. He's going to pop that once he gets the chance now to close out round number 2.
Oh, back throw. Gutsy stuff with the dash up.
Oh, look at these dashes fall from Rups now. Rups typically a conservative player, but right now he's trying to make it work here with the command grabs.
Into the EX Brimstone. Here comes
again with a second command grab. One more and it could be a stun. Caught a Wild Llama pressing buttons there and wake up. Doesn't complete, unfortunately. All right, a chance now for a Wild Llama moving forward. This is big damage. It's time for Rups to put on the defense. He's going to be extremely careful. There's the command grab. It's not going to be enough to stun. Rups in serious trouble at the corner. There's a stun, and the G charge doesn't have enough time to recover and block. This is going to be heavy scaling. Rups is going to have one more chance after this, Tom.
Wake up buttons, no. Rups getting
goes for the tech. There's a jump in, I don't believe it. Oh, that was a perfect dash go, but he's going to get away with it. Round 2 to Rups.
That was a genius strategy from Rups there.
And Alama knows he had that one there, just looking up in the sky saying, what went on there?
Oh my god, Rups used the V-trigger as an attempt to catch him doing G-charge. Jumped in, got the combo, but just didn't finish it, and now that was terrifying, Alex.
All right, Alama spending some bar and charging up, trying to make it work now. All right, big jump in. Wild Llama is in trouble. He's going to be in the corner. Rups opting for Lady Mika this time. Big damage with the cross counter. Wild Llama pressing buttons. This is massive damage. This is big for Rups. Is he going to pop the critical line here, Tom?
I don't think so.
He's going to go for the 50-50 first. This is it. This could be it, Tom.
One more.
He's going to get one more. Oh, that is it. It catches the dashboard. Rups taking it convincingly. 3-2. He's going to take Perth Ground Zero to a 3-2 lead over Melbourne Avant now, Tom.
Oh, my Lord, Alex. That was a strong match. That was very similar to the Ghost Chips one, actually, now in scope of how it played out, with two guys just instilling offense and trying to be the first person to get that momentum switch. And I think
held that meter all round, Tom, and he didn't even need to use the critical art at the end. He says, I don't need this to kill you. I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, and it worked out for him. I mean, I think he got a lot of damage off of that, mileage off of that crush counter forward heavy punch, because that puts Mika in a situation where she can get a mix-up. But this first round here, everything was looking all Rups. And then, like, Llama using excellent character knowledge. Look at this damage. One combo.
6, 7, 8 hits off that one V-trigger. My goodness.
That's great character knowledge. Llama showing that he is actually a master of this G character. And it's like Rups here, now it's looking like everything's going G's way.
And this is where you really start to struggle. I mean, you're in the corner, your stunner looks like it was all over for Rups here. And then he just made a fantastic read here in the corner. Just opts to tech against the tick throw. I mean, he could have gone for anything. That was such a brave tech by Rups.
And then the V-trigger, and then the jump.
Wow.
He could have killed there. He could have, but he dropped it. But then Llama wasn't quite ready for the drop, and Rups got ready there and stole that round.
Nadeshko saved the day there for Rups.
Definitely did. And then Rups using that pressure and continual momentum gets the fake side switch here. Big damage. That's done. This is not where you want to be against Mika.
That's right. This is classic Mika play here in the corner here. Cross under 50-50. Great Nadeshko to close out, well, almost close out, and catches the G-charge forward. Well, a G rush punch. Rush punch, I believe it's called. And look at the look of elation on Peter's face. He takes Perth Ground Zero to a commanding 3-2 lead over Melbourne Avant. And Tom, I said before this match started, this could go to a 1st to 7.
Yeah,
and it looks like it's quickly approaching that.
I think it is, and I think this is the pivotal match here. This is the one that matters the most. I think Sio and Rumors know where they're at. They know where they're going to go in terms of playing against each other. But Ghost Chips and Space Ghost, I don't know how much these two have played each other.
Yeah, that's right. And this is not a good match for Bison either. I mean, let's face it, no matches are really good against Guile, but it's especially bad for Bison. Now, I know Ghost Chips knows this matchup, and he has been playing so well in Season 2 compared to his performance in Season 1. And I mean, he's well and truly capable of taking out New Zealand's finest here, and maybe he's got a bit of Ligma as well. I'm not sure, but it doesn't seem to have impaired his gameplay. Let's see if Ghost Chips can close it out for Perth Ground Zero against Melbourne Avant. Space Ghost is going to fight to keep Melbourne Avant alive against the New Zealand prodigy.
Yeah. Now Space Ghost has been somewhat of a consistency for Avant this season. He's been the one that wins when they need to win. Not quite the star player like Rumour the Ghost, but the one that gets the job done, the one that makes the business happen. So let's see if he can continue to make the business happen. However, oh my goodness, that flash kick.
He's been pulling out these flash kicks all day, and he's not afraid to pull them out here against Ghost Chips. Ghost Chips opening up with some early pressure with those Psycho Axes. There's a Psycho Blast. That could have been a punish there.
Nice V-skill there.
And just jumps straight out of the corner. I like it. You don't want to be in the corner there against Ghost Chips. There's a light bicycle kick out of the corner, and he's going to pay for that. You can't do that all day against Ghost Chips. He will wake up to that.
Cheeky little low. Good jab check from Ghost Chips there from Space Ghost.
And that is round number one to Ghost Chips convincingly. Space Ghost closing his eyes. Just let Ghost Chips get away with a little bit too much there in round number one, Tom.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden Ground Zero are on set point.
Set point for Ground Zero. This is Ghost Chips' match to take. Space Ghost pushing the offense now, trying to get something started up against Ghost Chips.
Yeah.
He's just afraid of that bicycle kick there and that Psycho X pressure there from Ghost Chips. He's got to check those dashes more.
Nice sweep option there, going and crushing that down.
All right, heavy meaty Sonic Boom. Here comes the offense now from Space Ghost.
Flash kick.
Great flash kick. Doesn't go for the throw. V-reversal straight away from Ghost Chips. Ghost Chips trying to inch forward now, but gets caught with the three-frame upside down kick. This is big damage.
Oh, he dropped the combo though, and now all of a sudden Ghost Chips is back in this round.
All right, Space Ghost. Their great V-reverse. He's got to be careful now. This can come back from Ghost Chips. He's got the V-trigger on deck, and he's got full critical art.
Oh, he just got hit. He's got hit again.
This is big damage now from Ghost Chips. Ghost Chips turning up the volume now.
One more here.
Space Ghost is in trouble. Just goes for the straight throw. I like it, Tom. And Space Ghost stays alive and keeps Melbourne Avant alive, fighting for their lives, Tom.
The Space Ghost just is the luckiest man on earth right now. He needs to go buy a lotto ticket. Ghost Chips.
Oh, wake up. Flash kick. My goodness.
Oh, my Lord. I'm trying to tell you information, but things are just happening too fast.
All right, fantastic. Space Ghost is playing out of his mind here right now, really giving Ghost Chips a run for his money. I like the way he's playing. Ghost Chips could, Space Ghost could take this one, Tom, and take it to a 3-all.
Slight life lead for Ghost Chips now. It's on Space Ghost to make the action happen.
Ghost Chips fishing for a crush counter with that standing roundhouse, but gets a knockdown from Space Ghost. Both players even on life now. 71 seconds. Ghost Chips making it something happen now, trying to close it out. That stun meter building. Space Ghost popping his V-trigger. He's 2 for 2 with those upside down kicks. It's not going to be enough, Tom. He's got a pixel left. All right. Ghost Chips in serious trouble.
Back throw.
Gets the counter throw. Space Ghost now in trouble, but he cracked the button, and that is it. Perth Ground Zero. Ghost Chips closes it out. That is it.
3-2 is the final score in Ground Zero's favour, taking it away from Avant and changing the stakes of the playoff candidates now massively.
Wow, and Ghost Chips seals it for Perth Ground Zero. Very well played by Ghost Chips, just sealing the deal, Tom. I like it.
Oh, man, that's wild. I cannot believe.
And Sio is very happy with his team's performance there, and as they should be. Just a fantastic performance there from that team. And I have to say, that was going to be a very close match. It was a very close match. Let's have a look here at the instant replay.
Definitely. I want to watch this one back. There's a lot to talk about here. I can't wait to hear Krisner dive in on this one.
And Space Ghost knew this match really well. He knew how to counter the head stomp, and he used, these flash kicks there. I like it. You've got to make those type of reads.
Sometimes you just got to let it rip, Alex.
Because Bison has so many plus frames, particularly after the Psycho Axe there. And just closing it out with a standing medium kick there to close out round 1. And Space Ghost fighting so well here in round number 2. Just putting on a little bit of a clinic, great sweep, and just shutting down all of Ghost Chip's options, Tom.
Yeah, this is the guy that we saw. They're not quite eating that one devil head stomp there, but this is the Space Ghost we saw mostly in Season 2. Just consistency here, being able to close out rounds when he needs to. But then, the thing is that he was closing out the round here. It's just Space Ghost got given just the worst luck in the world after getting the best luck in the world, and Ghost Chips just made the most of a lucky opportunity with 1 pixel of health left.
And he had all the momentum in the world. I mean, he just had him down to 1 pixel, and this is what we unfortunately call a choke, Tom.
Yeah, you know what? I'd say that would be correct. Got back thrown, panicked, pressed the button on wake up. Ghost Chips is never going to drop that meaty in that scenario and closes that out. And now Ground Zeroes have thrown a spanner into the works here, showing that they can keep up with the top dogs. This is just like Season 1, Alex. The Ground Zeroes team cannot be underlooked.
That's right. And Space Ghost, just a real heartbreaker there for him. He's going to be thinking about that one tonight and tomorrow for the rest of the week, I'm sure. But a fantastic play from Melbourne Avant and particularly Perth Ground Zero. And Sio as well, taking out Rumours of Ghost, Mr. Gfinity himself, doing quite well there. 1 for 1. I think that's a pretty good showing, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, well, like we've discussed earlier, that's a matchup that I know Sio doesn't like, and I'm sure that he's extremely proud to see him hugging his GZ family up in the stands.
Yeah, he's still popping off. I like it.
I think this is a big jump for that team. This team's changed up a little bit from last season. The dynamic's a little bit different. The core is the same, but the way that they're functioning is a little bit different. And I think that everybody on that roster has improved, and I'm very excited to see where Ground Zero go in the Gfinity Elite Series playoffs.
All right, a fantastic game. Perth Ground Zero taking it over Melbourne Avant. Let's cross back over to Luke and Krisner for the debrief, guys.
Thanks, Legends. Yeah, huge upset. Their first loss of the season for Avant.
It is, and it's a really struggling loss because now it's wide open to who could get to the top. It's going to be Chiefs Order, which we're going to have next.
Big match coming up next. Big match. Let's have a look at the scores. This is how it played out, as we just saw. So it was a pretty even match there. Yes, it Rumours of Ghost came back hard to take down Sia in the second half, but yeah, then Rups and Ghost Chips both closing it out. Space Ghost is going to be beating himself up about that loss just then. But yes, so that's Ground Zero taking it home. Ash is hanging out with the captain of Avant right now, Mr. Gfinity himself. How's he doing, Ash?
Yeah, how are you doing, Rumours? Look, it was your first loss of the season. Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, look, obviously we did lose. I'm not too fussed about this loss because the games that we did lose, we all lost like the skin of our teeth. They got coming out. They're talking about the luckiest team in the series, but by God, like every game, I think they just absolutely stole from Pixel Health. But like it is what it is. First ones, well played to them. Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about the Birdie Ibuki matchup?
I think it's despite what Sai will say and complain as much as he does, it's probably Ibuki favored. It's like if you make one mistake, you get taken to the corner, and then you're forced into a blender. You get guessed wrong, and you get just vortex to death, pretty much. But other than that, like it's fine up until that point. But if you guess wrong, it just goes wrong very quickly. Yeah.
So you guys are going to be like a one-loss wonder? Is this going to be your only loss for the entire season?
Look, I don't think I'm not predicting any losses coming up. No, we should be good going in through to the finals. Yeah.
So who do you think is going to be in the finals? Do you think it might be you and Order?
In the grand finals, yeah, I think. No, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm trying to think about how like the next series, next set of games play out. But we would expect to see Order in the finals. But yeah, we'll have to see how they go against Chiefs now.
Yeah, well, if you go up against Order, make sure you give Travis Styles a big beating for me. Thanks, bro. I'm going to get you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right, thanks for the chat. I'll chat to you later.
Thank you.
Back to you, Luke.
Thank you very much. Big prediction there. There's going to be them in the finals. Well, right now it's GZ who are the winners. Sitting at my desk right now is Rups. Dude, are you feeling good? Are you feeling confident going in the semis?
Yeah, feeling pretty neat.
I don't know why I think, like, if I come at you with more energy, you'll just go up there. But this is where you live, man. You just chill. I like that, bro. It's your brand. Huge chat, man. It's just good to catch up. Over to you, Krishna.
See if I can get more out of you. So with this win, it means that you've really put a spanner into works what's going to happen next in the playoffs. It means you could potentially be versing Order or Chiefs next week. Is there a team that you'd rather verse out of the two?
Nah, I think either one. It's like up to however we play on the day. I'd rather fight Order, I think. Like,
fight Order? Any reason for that?
Well, we haven't beaten them yet. So.
Time for revenge, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you think you'll be changing the lineup at all going forward?
Probably not. I think we'll probably be sticking with this for the rest of the season. We might get Dookie back to, fill in. He was our wild card last season.
Yeah.
Ended up taking all the games at the end. So, we'll see.
Awesome, exciting stuff. Well, right now, let's get into some analysis, Chris. Now, what are we going to look at first?
Well, the first one is the one that Alex wanted to talk about, which was the back medium punch, I believe it was, to beat out the armor that Birdie puts on. And I think you can test a little bit to this. So EX Bullhead from Birdie only has 1 hit of armor. So to counter that, we see that CO did a back medium punch on the meaty. That would take 2 hits, and that would defeat, right, we freeze it there, right there. And we can wind it back a little bit as well.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was a really nice piece of decision-making and a nice bit of tech, I think, to use in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, Birdie's always going to wake up Bullhorn. Like, he gets so much off of it, and so few characters can stop it outside of throwing him. So, he just didn't expect, like, that one answer. And, like, if he blocked, Ibuki was only 0 on block, like, which means it's still technically Ibuki's turn.
Yep.
So, and he wasn't going to block. He's Birdie.
Certainly not for rumors in that situation.
Where are we going next, Krishna?
I want to take a look at one of Rups' games because I really liked the comeback that you made. Well, not really a comeback. You forced pressure into the corner and they had some fantastic mix-ups against Llama. And I want you to talk through that. After this, you threw him out of the corner. What were you thinking? How are you going to win this game?
Well, I wanted to go for an unblockable combo here. Unblockable super combo, but I hesitated. And so I went for, like, just a regular corner combo when I could have gotten the kill.
I really like the staying in front, and then you try to go for an instant overhead as well a little bit. Didn't quite get there.
Should have jumped forward.
But I still like the idea that you had in the end.
Just two lovely guys having a chat. I can hang out all afternoon here, guys. Right now it's time to find out the Astria MVP for that match. Righto, Krishna, where do the points go and who gets the Astria MVP?
I definitely want to give one to Space Ghost. Every time I see Xavier, especially in that Abigail matchup, we've seen him. Last season, I believe you beat him with that Abigail.
And may I say, it's Abigail's worst matchup. So, where's my late MVP?
That we also had...
Wait, he hasn't said them all yet.
Careful down. I don't want to say the rest now. He also lost to the Big Chopper, actually, earlier this season. So it looks like a matchup he's really want to try and pay attention to. And he really showed today he looked a lot more comfortable in there. The second one, I'm going to give to CO. Taking out Rumors, that was the really crucial game. Because if he didn't take out that round, they were in a lot more trouble, a lot more hurt. So far this season, he's had the heads of BK. He's had the head of Panda. He's taken out anchor key players, and he really needed to bring that matchup. I want to give Ghost Ships my MVP for today, though. Coming back from Damage Cup over last weekend, and I really enjoyed how he wanted to play each match. And having him here in this lineup is a really, really good asset for you guys. That's for you to jump in.
Sorry, I'm too busy watching Ghost Chips win.
How do you feel like how he goes against the Australians in general, do you think?
In general, he does really well. I think he could beat pretty much anyone in this series, and he's shown he's one of the stronger players.
Just on the New Zealand front, basically. So
it's just amazing the calm. Like, even when you won, CO was going crazy, and you were just like...
He goes crazy enough for both of us.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Congrats to Ghost Chips. You are the Astro MVP for that match. Thanks to Astro headsets, of course, including the new A40 and A50, which are being used right here on stage, the Gfinity Elite Series. These ones right here. Just a second, mate. Right, we have one more match to go. Melbourne Order will battle it out with Sydney Chiefs, who are both on 10 points apiece right now, so the outcome will determine the semi-final draw. Let's have a look at the lineup right now while my good mate Pete is sitting with us. Travis Styles, chill here for a minute, bro. Travis Styles and RF are back, but Order have opted to bring back Camzace to replace Bug in the hope of securing a top spot. What do you reckon about that, Chris, now?
Again, I kind of love what we did with Ghost Chips today. Having Camzace in this team means that they can use him for playoffs, and I think that's a really important asset to have. Being a habit of that Manat matchup, and probably one not too many players would be as familiar with, or as much as they would like to be. So really, Camzace is really going to be a key player today, I think.
Well, Sydney Chiefs are fielding a slightly weakened side. They've got Somniac missing, so they brought in Acrylic Saint for ZG with Shen Khan and BK Sama returning. What do you reckon about that?
I think Sam's put in a lot of effort since the first season. He's come down to Sydney a lot more often. He really enjoys the offline experience, and being able to train with BK on a regular basis now. Having him beside him, as well as Shen Khan, he's one of these online mentors. They're going to be really rooting for him to do well today, and I really want to see how he does.
Do you have a prediction, Rups?
I'd like to see it go to the final game.
Yeah?
But if I had to say, I think it's going to be 4-2 to Order.
4-2 to Order. What do you reckon?
I'm going to agree with Rups. I think it's going to be 4-2 Order as well.
Thanks,
4-2 Order as well. All right, well, we will find out in just a sec. May I please have the microphone back? We're actually at a shortage, would you believe? Hey, let's give Rups a round of applause as he gets out of here, guys. This guy here, look at that. Beep, 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 beep. All right, guys, let's get to see you, Rups. Catch you up, man. Just chill down a bit, bro. My God, he's out of control. Let's get the teams out here. Oh, before we do, don't forget you can hop on to the interwebs, guys. All the Gfinity goss is on Gfinity AU, including broadcast times for CSGO, Rocket League, and Street Fighter. Everything you ever wanted to know about everything is there. So absolutely check it out. Also, remember, while I'm reminding you about things, you could be the lucky winner of the all-new Alienware M15 gaming laptop. It's the thinnest and lightest notebook they have ever produced. Incredibly powerful and built for all your gaming needs. There are 9 different ways to enter, so just click onto the website, gfinityesports.com.au. How much did I sound like an old dude then? Just click onto the website. All right, it's time to get your teams on, guys. Final match of the day, so please go absolutely nuts for Melbourne Order. Camzace, Travis Styles, and ROF. All right, and going up against them today, final match today, make some noise for the Sydney Chiefs. Acrylic Saint, BK Sama, and Shen Khan. Travis Styles, you pumped, you're confident about this?
Well, they sent their sub team in this week, so it should be pretty easy. So I'm mostly just looking forward to finishing this, winning semi-finals, then versing their proper team in grand finals. Having a proper grand finals like we should have last season.
Yeah, right. Okay, wow, that's some heavy smack talk, dude. Are you intimidated at all by that kind of business?
Nope.
Great stuff. A lot of big chats on today's show, guys. That's what I'm all about. Let's get into these matchups, so that's enough. Let's have a look at how it's going to play out. Important match today. First matchup is going to be Travis Styles and BK Sama. Okay, what's the next matchup? Matchup number 2, Camzace versus Shen Khan. Matchup number 3, ROF versus Acrylic Saint. Now, Acrylic Saint, I want to ask you about, you're playing with your 2 mentors today, am I correct in saying that?
Yes.
Does that make you feel more confident going up to a big match like this?
Yes, I feel very confident right now.
Have you been outside in the sun recently?
Yeah.
You've just got sunglasses on, I was just making
right.
an observation.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Great stuff. Let's see what the next matchup's going to be. Matchup number 4, ROF versus BK Summer, also been out in the sun recently, I believe. He lives in the sun. Matchup number 5, Travis Styles versus Acrylic Saint. Matchup number 6, of course, if we get there, guys, Cam Zace versus Shenkan, and the all-important final matchup is going to be Travis Styles versus BK Summer. Guys, this has been a huge day of play. This is the final week of league action. Get out of here, gentlemen. Get in the zone. Get pumped up. We're going to be right back. Orders and Chiefs battle out. Important last match of the day. Street Fighter 5, Gfinity Elite Series. See you soon. I'd mic drop, but I don't want to break it, so I'll just...
Coming up, Melbourne Order tackles Sydney Chiefs.
So first thing, Chiefs, they're definitely the toughest team, and I think we're going to send our strongest lineup next week and definitely take them out if we want to get #1 seed. That'd be very advantageous to us going into playoffs.
They're probably, like, on paper, one of the best, if not the best, roster. But they've shown that they have weakness. Like, they can underperform as well as everyone else can. It's a first-to-one setup. Like, sometimes you just lose. So that's going to happen to them, hopefully.
BK will be the key here because BK, he normally has his ROS number. So if we can kind of strategically position ourselves in the right order, things will fall in our favor.
Street Fighter 5, brought to you by Dare Iced Coffee and Astro Headsets.
Mr. Murray, have you decided on a name?
We're thinking Callum.
Calamari.
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 Let's make it Jack.
Drink it through with Dare Iced Coffee.
3 days ago, Coda announced that Zero would join Cell 7 in the upcoming Soma Worlds tournament. After so many league victories, switching teams this close to the tournament appears to be a deliberate move to destroy Coda's chance at the title.
Welcome back to Street Fighter 5 of the Gfinity Elite Series. We're heading into our last match of the day. Let's talk some stats before we do, Krishna. Let's have a look at BK Sama, who's one of the top players definitely in the whole league, isn't he?
Not only that, I think he's looked a lot more stronger this season than he did last season. He seemed to have picked up a lot more, and especially now being able to go overseas and come back, he's actually brought that experience a lot better. So I'm good to see what it's like. The biggest thing that I see with that is the round wins outnumber the round losses a lot more than we saw rumors of stats a little bit earlier on. That tells me that BK Sama is the kind of player that likes to dominate those games. He likes to get in their face, push that mix up, push that aggression a lot more, and know exactly how to play that footsies and play that neutral.
Do you think the matchups favour him today?
It's hard to say because I remember from Season 1, BK was used as the target for Travis Styles. And it worked in the regular season, but as soon as they hit playoffs, he fell down a little bit. So now he's going to be up against in that game first up. So it's going to be really important. It's going to set the tone for today, I think, as well.
Look at the difference there. Leaning forward, focused, and look at that, pure confidence. But what's going on behind those sunglasses? We'll never know.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows.
Is that inside? All right, let's get into this final match of the day, guys. We're going to throw over to our wonderful casters, Tom and Alex. Bring it home, guys. It's time to fight.
Thanks, Luke. We're at the tail end of Street Fighter Super Sunday here at the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena as the Sydney Chiefs take on Melbourne Order in Game 3 of today. And I tell you what, this is looking to be a close match. I'm not sure, Tom. What do you think? You said 4-2.
Yeah, I think so. I think that with this Chiefs side and the matchups that we've gotten, I think I've been convinced out of picking the Chiefs. I'd like to see them get up because a lot of these guys are good friends of mine. But that is bias. So I'm not going to have any professional bias here, and I will say objectively, I think this is Order's set to win, and I'm going to call it at a 4-2. However, greater upsets have occurred, Alex. So I reckon we just dive into it and see how we go.
Look, despite Travis's affliction with Ligma, I have to say Sydney Chiefs have a bit of a weak lineup here this week, and Melbourne Order, I'd be very surprised, Tom, like you said, if this went past a 4-2.
Yeah, speaking of surprises, actually, Alex, it is time to reward you guys for sticking around and watching Street Fighter with us here today. So if you jump on gfinity.incentloyalty.com and use the drop code on your screen, GSunglasses, you can earn some sweet, sweet currency. You've only got a limited amount of time to get it done, though, so get on now. And remember, you won't miss any of this sick Street Fighter action because you can watch it on the rewards website, and make sure you get on there and get your 20 incense now.
Somebody wake up, ROF.
Yeah, I know.
This isn't happening. All right, let's get into it. Game number 1. It's going to be Travis Styles versus BK Sama, the two heavy hitters from both teams. Both of these players considered in the top 5 strongest players here at Gfinity. Season 2, they're going to play right here, right now at the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena as both teams go head-to-head. We're at 0 games apiece now, and we're going to open with 2 very strong players. It's going to be Urian versus Balrog. And I'm looking forward to this match, Tom. And Travis has got his work cut up for him. BK Summer certainly with 5 or 6 more years of experience over Travis at least.
Yeah. And now, so Krishna said that last time these two played, Travis did get the better of him. But I think this is a different BK. I think after travelling to Paris and being so successful at the Red Bull Kumite, I think that this is a different BK to what we saw in Season 1. So I expect him to play at extremely strong pace, Alex.
All right, BK Summer just having a little bit of trouble here, looking for a whip punish. Big crush counter there from Travis. Travis up to push forward, all right. Great stop there from BK Summer with the standing light punch into the...
Nice jab check there from Travis. And now all of a sudden BK is in the corner and looks like he's struggling a little bit.
That's right, he's been rewarded with the corner here. Travis only lost about 10% of his health so far. BK Summer looking a little bit confused, looking for an opportunity to pop his V-trigger here and get that deflector mix-up started. There was that crouching heavy punch, but it was just a bit out of range. All right, here he comes. He's going to opt to go for
nice
and neutralized straight away by Travis.
Strong defense from Travis here. This is like oppressive control. He's not playing a smothering style, but he's just in complete control of the pace of the match,
This is going to be a bit of a data gathering round here from BK Summer. He's very capable of getting the data on his opponent here and throwing the first round and really coming out swinging in rounds 2 and 3. Yeah. But he needs to get something started here with this V-trigger if he wants to have any hope of taking back round 1. He's got Travis down about 40% now. 32 seconds left. He's looking for a confirm off that standing heavy punch. And that could have been one. All right, there's the Aegis reflector.
I don't think he meant to do it at that spacing there. He could have got a big combo there.
That could have been a big combo. All right, 23 seconds left. Big swing from Travis. That's going to close out round 1.
That was so good. Travis played that so well. The spacing on display here.
Very
Travis.
measured,
This
very composed.
This is a master of the matchup right here. You can see, well, look where Travis is just inching back and forth to stay at a range where Urian can't really do anything to compete with his buttons.
Standing just outside of that standing heavy punch range, but right now he's found himself in the corner. He's going to have to fight out of the corner here. Travis typically fights very well out of the corner with those long limbs from Balrog. And speaking of, and he's out of the corner just like that. That's big damage. All right, the stun meter is building now for BK. BK's almost done. He has to make something happen. This could be it, Tom.
I think he's going to be one hit away from dead here.
It's not going to be enough. Massive crush counter, and just like that, Travis Styles puts away BK Sama without any effort at all, it seems, Tom.
I know, that was a very... We were discussing this during the break, and we said that this is a match that we thought could go either way and would be very tight, but ROF's relaxation seems to be well placed at the moment. He doesn't seem very stressed, and BK looked a little bit out of sorts there as we dive into these highlights. You're going to see here just the spatial control from Travis Styles. So you see how he's just inching back and forward here, folks. What he's doing is he's just standing just outside of where BK Sama wants to be, and then he just waits till the opportune moment, strikes, and he's capitalizing so well.
Explosive damage here, and then this overhead on BK's wake up there was so fatal. Went for a little bit of shimmy there. BK doesn't bite, but it didn't matter. Just caught him pressing buttons here on the wake up. Massive combo here in the corner to close things out, and caught him pressing buttons with that massive crush counter there in the corner. That hurts. And BK Sama going out with a whimper, but he will play again this set. Let's go into game number 2. It's going to be Kamzace versus Shenkan. And Kamzace coming all the way from New Zealand, light Ghost Chips. And Kamzace is a Manat player. So this is going to be a difficult match for Shenkan with Zenku. Very difficult to get in on Kamzace. We've seen Kamzace play earlier this season, and he is a master of keeping his opponents out with the defensive skills of Manat.
Yes, definitely. But this is an interesting matchup. I don't know if it's bad for Zeko. I don't really know how to call it, Alex, because I've never seen this one played. I think the viewers are in for quite a treat here because this is two rather underused characters, unless Shenkan dips into his bag of tricks.
Shenkan is, no, it looks like he's going for a Guile pick here. So he's not going for, he's dropped his Zeku, he's dropped his Ken, and he's going for Guile up against Manat. He's going to put top tier against top tier. Let's see if Shenkan can bring it home and tie it to 1-1 versus the Melbourne Order as they are up convincingly 1-0 after that loss that BK Sama experienced for the Sydney Chiefs. Shenkan bringing out his pocket Guile against New Zealand's Kamzace. Let's see how it goes. Here we go into round number 1.
I actually forgot that he has a Guile because he's so dedicated to that Zeku.
I haven't seen him use Guile for
it's been a long time. But this is also not an ideal matchup for Guile as far as I'm aware, because Manat has the ability to keep up with Guile in neutral, and she can literally just bounce the Sonic Booms back at him. She doesn't have a better projectile, she just has his projectile.
That's right, and you can see here Kamzace is going to be looking to build up that V skill as fast as he can, so he can pop that V trigger and really get some damage started on Shenkan.
Yeah, the nice back throw, back to neutral. Now, misses a jump in, just got low profile a little bit. Shenkan showing a lot of matchup knowledge here now, Alex.
That's right, alright, here comes the V trigger, alright, Kamzace. Shenkan has to be careful. Alright, he's got tagged. Fantastic completion here, and look at this damage here. Look at all that red damage going. Tries to catch him with the overhead, but Shenkan is out of there straight away. Shenkan in trouble now in the corner. That stun meeting is building. He's trying to use a neutral jump. He's out of the corner. I like it.
I love that dive kick there from Kamzace to get out of the corner. Gets the York back. Shenkan backpedaling a little bit now, but he has the V-trigger ready. He's just got to get it out.
Shenkan's on his last leg. He's got to get a confirm into V-trigger, but he's not going to get the chance. Round 1 to Kamzace.
He just got caught walking forward there a bit, Alex. Got hitting the toes. Got to watch your feet, brother.
That's right. Shenkan looking a little bit lost here, kind of like BK Summer in the previous game, unfortunately. He needs to get in there, he needs to stay in, and he needs to be able to neutralize that V-trigger as well and defend as well as he can against that. Of course, Manat has so many options to really optimize that.
Nice little standing mid
kick
upside down
kick. That's going to hurt.
Ooh, nice dash up tech. Gutsy stuff from both players.
All right, Kamzace with a chance there. Sorry, Shenkan. All right, Shenkan moving forward now. Kamzace, of course, has full critical art on deck. He's also got that V-trigger. He just popped. Goes for the standard throw. Shenkan not looking to press any button. He's so afraid of the damage there.
Oh, this is scary stuff. I like that there. Reversal from Shenkan, though. Get some space. Throw out that EX boom. Dash at him.
And he was so lucky there with the jump in, but unfortunately... All right, great flash kick.
Watch out, though. Watch out, though. Kamzace has critical art on deck. One hit, and he could be dead here, Alex.
Shenkan almost out of meter, almost out of resources. He hasn't got the V-trigger, and he's only got 1 bar. This is an uphill battle for him to try and take it over Kamzace. Kamzace can comfortably sit this one out and just play defensively. All right, a chance now for Shenkan. He's got to make something happen here. He's got the critical art on deck. He's going to try and save it until the next round. And a great confirm off the crouching strong into the EX Sonic Boom.
Oh, I don't know about that jump choice there, Alex, but he just got really lucky. Kamzace got greedy with his anti-air choice, and Shenkan got away with murder there with the big punish.
All right, Kamzace might look to drop his critical art here early in the first round, try and get an early lead. Big jump in there from Shenkan, trying to get in, but it's just so hard. All right, great Sonic Boom just catches him out of the air there.
Jump jab, nice stuff. Shenkan looking a lot stronger in this round now all of a sudden.
All right, Shenkan with a chance, opting to back off that orb. Kamzace using that orb as a shield to push forward out of the corner. Here comes Kamzace trying to go on the offense now. Shenkan trying to get some space happening with that huge spinning back fist.
Oh, catches him. Shen's catching him with a lot of rogue buttons here, and it looks like Kamzace doesn't quite know how to deal with this pace of Guile Shenkan is using right now. And here comes the V-trigger. Nice V reversal. I love it. Big flash kick.
Shenkan playing very conservatively. It's paying off now.
Oh my lord, this is getting scary.
All right, he's got full meter on deck. Kamzace, he thinks a pop. He's saving that V meter. He's saving that critical art.
Oh, the backdash. Gutsy stuff from Shenkan. This round is not over, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Kamzace pushing forward, trying to get a confirm into the critical art to close out the round. Great anti-air. Shenkan's in trouble. There's the V reversal. Shenkan pushing forward now. He has to be so careful. He almost had it. Doesn't opt to press any button. Oh, the jump in. That's it. And Shenkan against all odds takes it against Kamzace.
That was such a strong showing there. The resolve from Shenkan on defense there was so great to watch. It was the Kamzace was just attacking him with all these different options, and Shen just sat there and he just waited. and bided his time till the right moment and then capitalized when he needed to and closed out that game.
That was Cam's Ace's game for, I would say, 2 out of 3 rounds. He was holding Shenkan hostage with that critical art. For 2 whole rounds, he had critical art, Tom.
Yeah.
And Shenkan just pushed forward, had some fantastic confirms, got in there, and that fantastic jump there to seal the deal there at the end of round 3. Let's have a look here at the instant replay. All right, there's the activation from Cam's Ace.
And look at this
making it work
conversion
here.
These Menard combos. Cam's Ace is an execution.
And just when you think that Menard is done with you, the damage just keeps on going.
Yeah, she's such a strong character because of that V trigger. It has such creative viability. Not just combo-wise, but mix-up-wise too. Cam's Ace is a master of that, and this first round really showcased that.
That's right. Menard is a high execution character, and you will be rewarded with some serious damage there if you do have the means to pull it off. And just running into those standing heavy punches there, Shenkan loses round number 1. Cam's Ace looks like he was pushing forward here in round number 2. He's got full critical art on deck. Shenkan was a little bit pensive with his approach here. There's the dive kick. Great throw from Shenkan. And that really sealed the lead here in the second round. Great confirm off the crouching strong. He was lucky there with that.
Yeah, he was. I'm not sure about that anti-air choice from Cam's Ace. A rare executional error, I'd say. But then this was all Cam's Ace.
Stuck in the corner against Menard when Menard has full critical art. I mean, this is a real uphill battle there.
And he's getting anti-air jumping out, but then he just picks the V reversal at the perfect time, creates some space, and just starts inching forward. He doesn't commit to anything big here, and then just waits for his gap, gets the jump in.
Great, and he predicted that standing heavy punch from Cam's Ace, and he is rewarded with the round and the game. He ties it up now. It is 1 game apiece now, Melbourne Order versus the Sydney Chiefs. And coming up next, we've got a blockbuster. It's everyone's favourite birdie player, ROF. He's here today to win, and I tell you what, he does not look in a good mood here today, Tom.
No, I think that last week's might be haunting him a little bit still, but this is redemption time. He doesn't seem very stressed by he's not quite happy.
I would be scared if I was Acrylic Saint here. I would not want to be play. I do not want to play ROF when he's playing.
These guys, they're saying they don't care and they're blasé and stuff like that. But after last week, they're probably going to come back and be like, we want to win and we want to win hard. That's what competitors do. They like winning. So I think Acrylic Saint's going to have to bring his best here. But everybody knows that Acrylic Saint has been preparing for the birdie matchup. So let's see if he's got any character-specific tech that maybe ROF isn't ready for. He said that he wanted this one coming now. It's time for Cam's Ace to prove.
Prepare for the birdie matchup, Tom, but can you prepare for the ROF? Oh, what is this?
The shades.
Got some Billy Joel action going here. All right, ROF is here to win. Let's hear it. ROF going in to game number 3. He's going to take on Acrylic Saint, and he is here to win. He is not screwing around.
All right, so this is nice little opening with punish there from Acrylic Saint. Good pressure here. All of a sudden, ROF is in the corner, and then all of a sudden he's out of the corner, Alex.
All right, ROF tries to get a standing heavy punch there, stuffed by the crouching medium kick from Acrylic Saint there. And Acrylic Saint, look at this pressure here he's doing with the crouching medium kick. Great confirm off the standing short there from ROF. All right, he's got a good life lead now to Acrylic Saint. 78 seconds left on the clock. Great jump in there from Acrylic Saint. Acrylic Saint doing surprisingly well here in round number 1. Pops the V trigger. 70 seconds left on the clock. Big jump in there from Ross.
Anti-air. Interesting choice there from Acrylic Saint. Works out. He's had chances to confirm, but just hasn't, Alex.
All right, and they're even going into this round. All right, here comes the V trigger activation from ROF.
Oh, nice DP.
Great anti-air from Acrylic Saint. And the counter throw. Acrylic Saint, this could be it. He's in trouble now. And there it is. Round number 1 to ROF.
That's disappointing. It looked like Acrylic Saint went for a meaty there and just missed it, Alex. And then ROF got lucky with the back throw and took out that round.
All right, fantastic first round from ROF. Here comes the pressure from Acrylic Saint. Great shimmy there. All right, Acrylic Saint coming out of the ground swinging here. Coming out of the gate swinging. He's got ROF in the corner. Huge standing roundhouse. That's going to hurt.
Nice use of the hooligan there to get back in on him and over the can. Back throw now for birdie, and this is birdie time now. But ROF getting caught there on his toes.
All right,
reversal bullhorn.
All right, and this is classic ROF action here. Great grammage here on Acrylic Saint. Acrylic's in trouble now. He's backing off into the corner. He knows he's on death's doorstep now. ROF has got that V trigger in play. And that's going to be a punish, and that is it. Just like that, it's straight rounds. ROF takes it over Acrylic Saint. And you can see here the passion on this man's face. He may look salty, but it's all game and it's all passion. You know that he's practicing for these matches before he turns up here at the Gfinity Elite Series. It means so much for him. And speaking of ROF, he's going to stay in the hot seat against the next match. He's going to be taking on BK Sama, who went out with a whimper against Travis Styles in game number 1, Tom.
For an international class player, that was not the showing that you'd expect from him. And I think that BK is someone who does get a little bit flustered sometimes. So look for him to bounce back here in this next game. But before that, Let's jump into some highlights here. Now, Acrylic Saint, I think, to his measure, did play well, but he just made mistakes at the wrong situations, and ROF, being a seasoned veteran, capitalized on them. Like here, you see he went for the meaty, missed it. ROF got that back throw, and I think Acrylic panicked a little bit after dropping the meaty and then ended up losing that round there. Yeah. And then when we go into the next round, we're going to see a similar thing here. Where
and I really like the way he was harassing ROF with these crouching medium kicks, which is the way to play Cammy in the neutral.
Yeah.
But of course, ROF's neutral game, and particularly Birdie's neutral game, is just so strong and so devastating, particularly to Cammy, who has less health than Birdie. And there it is, great confirm off the standing.
Yeah.
Medium punch into the headbutt to seal round number 2, and a convincing opening from ROF to show that he is here to play. He's going to stay in the hot seat now. Yeah. ROF is going to take on BK Summer, and this is going to be an uphill battle for BK Summer. I don't think BK Summer has beaten ROF at the Gfinity Elite Series before, Tom.
I don't think he has. I think this is going to be something for him that he's going to have to work on. It's going to take a little bit, but I think that BK, as we said, international class player, I think he has everything what it takes to get it done. He just needs to compose himself a little bit. And, you know, he's got a little bit of time to compose himself, because we are going to send it over to Luke and have a chat with the boys. What's going on, guys?
Righto, let's have a look at how the scores look so far. It's 2-1 in order's favour at the moment. Travis Styles' dominant start there. Shenkan coming back for Chiefs, and then ROF 2-0 Acrylic Saint there as well. Difficult matchup for Acrylic Saint. Next up, we'll see ROF taking on BK Sama, and we'll see what happens with the rest of this. Do hang around, though, for the rest of this match. And if you'd like to be part of the audience, and we would love you to, get on down here. It's very different live. It's awesome. We'd love to have you. Head to the Hoist Gfinity site, grab a ticket, and bring the whole family down, guys. Bring the extended family. You don't even fly people over if you can. From overseas. I'm getting people from anywhere. Honestly, get them in here. We've only got 2 more weeks as well, so get into that. Don't go anywhere, though, right now. We're going to be back with more Street Fighter V action at the Gfinity Elite Series, Series 5. Series 5? It's Season 2.
Season 2.
Look, I'll get myself together, guys, and we'll be back after this.
We create machines that make every experience more intense and real. With Intel Core processors so powerful, you can redefine reality. Because the best feature of a gaming machine is the power to make you forget it's there.
Welcome back to the Gfinity Elite Series presented by Alienware. We are in the middle of our last match of the day. Next game is Game 4 between BK Sama and ROF. Can BK Sama take this one out? ROF is on form today, yeah?
He is. I think this is a really key game for BK because I don't think he wants to put the pressure on Sam if it has to go to another game or if he's going to let him to go to another game. Sam's quite an emotional player when it comes to these sort of things. So I think BK needs to carry this team on his shoulders, come through today, and then Sam can play a bit more freely and hopefully pull out a win against Travis Styles, but we'll have to see.
All right, thanks, Chris. Now let's find out right now. Over to you, Tom and Alex. It's time to fight.
Welcome back, everybody. We are live from the Hoyt's Gfinity Esports Arena, and we are diving into Game 4, as the gentleman over there so eloquently put it. I am Tom Scott. With me is still Alex Hart, as was before. Now, The boys were saying this is an important match, Alex. Do you think so?
Absolutely. I mean, BK Sama is arguably the strongest player on Sydney Chiefs at the moment. They're down 2-1, and BK Sama, after that first game, he's really got to make something happen here. Now, I have heard rumours that BK may have a counter pick prepared for ROF, but it looks like he's thinking about it at the moment, and I really hope he has something prepared for ROF because I think he's going to need it. ROF is playing well, like ROF. He's playing very well today.
Yes, yes. Well, it's going to be interesting to see. Now, Birdie has a couple of matchups that are unfavourable, which is true. And I think some of the characters...
Wait, Birdie has unfavourable matchups?
Oh, well, I mean, that's what we tell people. But,
all right, looks like BK Sama has locked in Urian.
Oh,
he's not going to go for the counter pick here today. He's, it looks like he's confident in his Urian pick. He's sticking with his guns. I like this, Tom.
You know, I would have liked to see, for entertainment's sake, counter picking, crazy stuff. But BK is an international level player, and it is do or die time. He has to live and die by his Urian. It has gotten him so far around the globe. So let's dive into Game 4 and see if ROF can lift it up to a 3-1 for Melbourne Order.
All right, he's got his work cut out for him here. And BK Sama, he's held down the punch and the kick buttons to get that special naked uniform.
Classic Urian. Classic Urian.
Urian's ripped off his clothes. He's not screwing around anymore. Trying to get an early shimmy there on ROF. ROF's not biting. Both of these players unwilling to commit to anything at the moment. All right, BK Sama armoring up. Becoming a little bit more kinetic now. Here comes the fireball, and ROF just content to sit there and harass with these buttons. They're standing punch, they're standing heavy punch.
Nice use of the chain there. A very rarely used tool, but ROF just picks the right time to hit it.
Oh, and a great confirm off that can. All right, he's got BK Sama. BK Sama is out of the corner straight away, but he's still going to pay for it now. A confirm there, and there's the can just tripping on the can once again, and that stun meter is building. Oh, he's so lucky. That could have been a stun there, Tom.
Yeah, this is getting terrifying now. BK needs to make something happen. Gets hit by another can.
That's right. ROF just content to sit back on his lead here at the moment, and the look of focus on this man's face here at the moment. He's got a lead. Here comes the Aegis Reflector setup. Down with the V reversal straight away. And BK's in trouble. He needs to get something started. He's down to 5% now.
Yeah,
2%.
This is bad. This is bad. He's only got one Aegis Reflector left.
All right, great block on the overhead, and that's going to be a punish. Round 1 to ROF.
This is uncharacteristic of
I'm not sure what's going on with BK today. He's not playing to his usual standard. Let's see if he can pull it up in round number 2. He's got to raise his level play here. Great confirm there. I like it. Here comes the throw. This is the BK Sama I know and love. He's pushing forward now with some offense. He's a little bit pensive here to try and get anything started on ROF.
Nice CC sweep catching the back out there.
Here comes the command grab. Let's see if ROF goes for a second one now. Doesn't. There it is. EX Dolphin dive. The stun is rapidly building. Great EX headbutt, and that is it. BK Sama's in trouble. That's going to be a round to ROF.
Yeah, that's
command grab done.
Optimal
ROF. Without a single sound, closes out a second game here today. He takes Melbourne Order to a 3-1 lead over the Sydney Chiefs.
I think the captain of Melbourne Order did what he needed to do.
He looks like he's on autopilot here today, Tom.
Yeah, well, you know, I do feel like they genuinely feel that Chiefs haven't brought their best team, and the results are showing that. Like, it's a 3-1, and this is the Sydney Chiefs we're talking about. This is one of the most dominant teams in Australian esports, and they're getting run over by Order right now. Well, let's look at these highlights. We were saying this is uncharacteristic of BK. So this round started out right, and you could see there was mutual respect from both players. You could see ROF was respecting BK's game. And then the further we got into this set, you could see ROF sort of realizing that BK wasn't playing to his usual ability and just started getting more and more disrespectful as the match went on, Alex.
Yeah, and you can see ROF really has fantastic knowledge of this matchup. Using the can, the fantastic effect here. Oh, he was so lucky that he missed that sweep there. That would have been lights out for round number 1. And BK looking a little bit confused about how to get in here against ROF. ROF's neutral game just so strong, and the cans just kept coming down, just kept using that as a barrier against any kind of offense there from BK Sama, and not getting anything started off this Aegis Reflector setup. He really needed to get something started there.
Yeah, he really did. That is Urian's best comeback choice and mechanic. But then an errant tackle, like a chariot tackle, you'd never see. That is uncharacteristic of BK. ROF ready to punish that. First round was pretty convincing.
I've never seen him dump a chariot tackle like that at that range, because that is a very easy punish. There's the overhead into the command grab, and I asked if he was going to go for a second one here, and the tick into the EX Dolphin dive, and it's just so hard to see those great EX headbutt over, but Birdie still recovers in time, and just a straight bread and butter combo to close it out. ROF making a statement here at the Gfinity Elite Series. He's taken the Melbourne Order up 3-1 over the Sydney Chiefs. And I have to say, Tom, I don't want to revel in anything, but I predicted a 4-1 here. Could we get a 4-1 for Melbourne Order over the Sydney Chiefs? I don't want to jinx it.
Okay, smarty pants.
Come on, Sydney Chiefs, you can do it.
Finally got one correction half right. He's already jumping on the wagon. He's got to claim his fame while he can. No, I mean, well, nobody wants to see a powerful sweep like this, you know, especially from guys like these dudes who don't get much play, like these Sydney Chiefs guys. So let's see if the Acrylic Saint can get this one off of his shoulders and keep the Sydney Chiefs in this series. Alex, we are diving into our 5th and potentially final game here. Let's see how this one goes.
That's right. Melbourne Order are on match point. It's Travis Styles versus Acrylic Saint. And Acrylic Saint is keeping the Sydney Chiefs on life support. And Travis looks like he's not having any of it. He's going to finish this as fast as he can. Yeah. He's got Acrylic in the corner already. Acrylic's fighting back. He's pressing some buttons. But look at this early life lead Travis has got already. And this is going to hurt Tom. Acrylic finding himself back in the corner once again.
Ooh, nice wake-up options there. Catches the fake.
Misses the meaty. This is a chance now for Acrylic. You don't want to be in the corner against the V-Trigger Cammy. Great read on the V-Trigger. A second throw. Travis, all right, great tech there. 72 seconds left on the clock. Just like that, Acrylic has evened out the health after that first disastrous opening there from Acrylic. Acrylic on death's doorstep now. Travis trying to close it out, trying to bait Acrylic into perhaps an errant dive, but that is it. Round number 1.
Acrylic keeps activating his V-Trigger and they're not using it, Alex.
All right, Melbourne Order is on set point here. Travis is looking to take it home 4-1 over the Sydney Chiefs. Acrylic Saint.
Oh, that's not good.
Bad confirm there. That's going to cost him. All right, Travis hunting down Acrylic now. That Ligma hasn't slowed down Travis one bit. All right, I like the V-reversal. It's Travis's turn to be in the corner now.
The throw, nice tag. Acrylic shimmy. Travis not biting.
All right, great EX dive. Kick gets a 50-50. Nice. Travis is ready for it.
Oh, shimmy. Okay, this is the Acrylic Saint I know.
A chance for Acrylic now. Trying to make something happen. Doesn't get the air-to-air. Travis moving forward now. 71 seconds. He's going to try and close it out in straight rounds. EX dash punch doesn't connect. No anti-air from Travis.
Ooh, nice air-to-air there from Acrylic Saint. Gets the track.
Again, both players even on life. We saw this last round. All right, Acrylic needs to close it out here. Doesn't go for the throw. Ooh, Travis content to just sit there and block. Here comes the activation from Acrylic. This is a chance. There it is. Acrylic puts a round on the board. He stays alive.
Ooh, that was looking like it was all Travis Styles for a moment.
Travis is laughing. He doesn't want to laugh too soon. Acrylic looks like he could come back here, Tom.
Yeah, no, it should. Once you're up, down, around, you should be taking your competition a little bit more seriously here, Alex.
Come on, Acrylic, you can do it. All right, great confirm from Travis. Travis pushing forward, interrupted by Acrylic. Acrylic trying to get something happening here with a frame trap. Travis is not going to tech this early in the round. He's got the life to spare.
Ooh, just goes for the rush punch from full screen nearly.
No overhead.
Catches the anti-air there.
No overhead left from Travis. No overhead yet from Travis, sorry. He's going to save it for the end of the round, perhaps. There's a confirm, doesn't confirm.
Travis is trying to adjust a little bit here. You can see him. Acrylic is doing a lot of walking forwards and backwards, and Travis is just trying to catch him walking forwards now. Just
all right, Acrylic. He's got the V-trigger on deck. He has to pop it if he wants to stay alive here. Yeah, Travis trying to close it out now with a frame trap. Acrylic down to 5%. He's got to make something happen here now. This is the last chance for the Sydney Chiefs. And there's the overhead. He was saving it. Melbourne Order takes it. Travis Styles.
Went for the full screen overhead, Alex. That is some dirty tactics right there, my friend.
And a convincing 4-1 finish by the Melbourne Order, stomping out Sydney Chiefs. Any hope of the Sydney Chiefs here taking it out over Melbourne Order. A very convincing win. However, I like that second round there from Acrylic Saint, Tom.
It was a good start. That's like, he is a very strong player. He just has issues with performing on the big stage. And that's something that if you want to be the best, you have to work out. And this was
some straight up e-bullying from Travis in round one.
The first round was pretty disgusting. Travis was just in such firm control. And then Acrylic Saint kept going for these errant block strings into unsafe normals. And Travis was just on point with the punishes. But then Acrylic sort of changed things up a little bit. And it looked like he gained his sanity back just the tiniest bit here.
Great.
Getting some nice shimmies, corner pressure. And then this is where Cammy is terrifying in this situation right here, where you can start going for that shimmy game.
Trigger activation. Great frame trap. Closes out round number 2 here. And I like the way Travis, he saved the best for last, the overhead. I mean, it's the Balrog Classic. You never expect the overhead right at the end. And here comes Travis trying to close out round number 3 here and closes it out very convincingly. He's closing, he's got Acrylic locked down in the corner here. He's backed off. He said, all right, Acrylic, you've got to make a move here. And then just like that, just as Acrylic was getting his engine started, there comes the overhead to close out round number 3, and Melbourne Order takes it convincingly 4-1 over the Sydney Chiefs. And I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
Oh, you finally got one. Finally got one.
Just let me have this moment.
He's not going to stop talking about this till the end of the season. I tell you, and I have to live with it. No, That was a great. It wasn't a really. It was a great showing from Order. Good way to bounce back from a disappointing loss last week, and not the best way for the Chiefs to go into the playoffs. They weren't running their best side, which isn't the best thing in the world either. But now that's had some serious implications on playoff standings, and we'll see Krishna and the lot go through that quickly. Before we pass it over, Alex, any closing thoughts on that set?
Look, I'll be looking to see better play from BK next week. I was surprised with BK versus ROF. It wasn't quite up to his usual standards. I wasn't expecting ROF to win quite that easily.
No.
But knowing BK Summer, I'm sure he'll review the match footage and he'll be back next week.
Yeah, I think so. He is a student of the game. He's one of the hardest workers in the business. And speaking of hardest workers in the business, we are going to go send it over to Krishna and his friend Luke, who doesn't quite work as hard. Take it away, gentlemen.
That seemed like a compliment, and then you changed it. I'm very unhappy. Let's have a look at how the scores played out in that final match that Melbourne Order took away from the Sydney Chiefs. So as you can see, Travis Styles having a strong match there. The only game that was dropped was the one that Shenkan took away from Kamze, so that's a 4-1 win. Speaking of Shenkan, Ash is hanging with him right now. He did win his game, but unfortunately lost today. How's he doing, Ash?
Hey, thanks, Luke. Look, Shenkan, brilliant playing from yourself today. You took a win from Kamze. How are you feeling after all the matchups today?
It's a bit disappointing that we couldn't do better overall. As far as my own performance, I was very happy. I prepared a lot this week with my guile, and I was confident going up against Kamze. And if I had the second match, I felt I would have taken that too.
So sorry to interrupt you. I was going to say, so you spent the week practicing a guile and matchup?
Mostly just guile in general, because back last season, as in last year, I was quite good with guile, and I felt that if I bring that to Gfinity, I'd be able to do a lot of damage.
Well, you definitely did. You did a fantastic job. You guys are now third on the table, which means next week you'll be up against Avant, who I think are second on the table. How are you guys going to prepare for next week?
So last time, it was disappointing that it went to tiebreak and we couldn't take it in the end. I think the two, like Somniac and ZG, coming back in next week, more than likely, they'll be well prepared for Avant, and I think we'll do well.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys go next week and bring it. So thanks for chatting to me.
Thank you.
Over to you, Luke.
Cheers, Ash and Shenkan. Sitting at the desk right now, we have Travis Styles from Melbourne Order. Congratulations, Travis. Big win for you guys. Now, if you guys end up in the final, do you have a feeling of who you'll be coming up against?
I have a feeling Chiefs. I do really want to verse Chiefs. I want to verse... Because we were just versing their sub-team today, so, we're just having fun, playing, stupid stuff. So, we want to verse them in grand finals 100%. The three, BK Summer, Somniac, and ZG.
Who are you afraid of going up against, personally?
None of them. But I want to verse Somniac the most.
Somniac, yeah?
Yeah, because we always have, really close, fun games, I think.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Well, we had Rups on the desk earlier, and because of his win, that pushes you into the lead, and that means you'll verse them in their semi-finals. Yep. You now have a 3-0 record, I believe, against them.
Yeah, so last season, 4-1 regular season, and then we versed them in grand finals. We won again 4-1. And then this season, we won 4-2. So mathematically speaking, we're favoured to win 4-2 or 4-1 or better. So I'm pretty confident.
They do have ghost chips in that lineup, though. Is that a concern for you guys at all?
Not really. So they had Dookie last season, and he was sort of filling the ghost chips role. So I think they're about the same strength. I think Ghost is a tiny bit stronger than Dookie, though. Yep. But I think we should still be able to clinch it 4-2.
Cool. Okay, well, let's have a look at some analysis of that final match of the day. So I think we're seeing ROF's first game against Acrylic.
Because he went into better form this weekend, and I think that's going to carry forward into his playoff games. And I saw it was a less tech-heavy version of his birdie. He seemed to want to do that spacing a little bit more and waiting to react to something that Sam does. So can you talk to me about reacting to a Gastel player and how you adjust?
I think against Sam, of course, he's the stronger player, so he just needs to play safe and solid, and he'll usually win. There were a couple of times where he did tech though mid-screen against Cammy, which you probably shouldn't do, but Sam messed up his timing a little bit, so he got back thrown into the corner. He just ended up dying. So that was pretty sad to see by Sam.
Well, a big win from Melbourne Order going into the semi-finals. Right now, it's time to announce the Astro MVP for that match. Krishna, last one of the day. Where do your points go and who's the Astro MVP?
I'm going to give 1 point to Shenkan because I didn't think he could make that matchup work. He has a few characters, and to pull out a Guile when I didn't really expect him to pull that out, that was really impressive to have that out. RF's going to get 2 points from me. It was really interesting to see because I think he's looking like he's going to be in good form. He's recovered from last week's kind of demoralizing a little bit defeat, but I don't think that phased them at all, looking at how he went. My MVP for this week is actually going to be Travis Styles. He's sitting right next to me.
Perfect. He's right here.
I still think RF probably should have gone it because I lost a round to Sam and he didn't, but
Man,
I'll take it.
Dude, take it.
I'll take it.
Well, you did end up doing a full screen overhead right at the end.
Yeah. I think honorable mention goes to BK for playing the Yuri and Thong outfit, which I found very, very, very great.
I'm glad that I'm using
So I hope that is the Astro, what is it? The Dare Drink It Through moment? Yeah.
I'll do that stuff, man. Don't worry, I got it. Anyway, great job, Travis Styles, MVP for that match. Thanks to Astro headsets, including the new A40 and A50, which are being used right here on stage at the G for the Elite Series. Ding! Righto, let's have a look at the standings after week 5 of competition. This is where it sits right now, guys. So, yeah, Melbourne Order, you may well be happy. I reckon Travis Styles 1 point clear of Melbourne Avant. Just 1 point, though, who are on 12 points. Just behind them, Sydney Chiefs and Perth Ground Zero, just in there at 9 points. And, of course, Deceptors and Sydney Roar going home until Season 3. That is where it sits. We will find out about what's happening next week with the semis in just a sec. Before that, let's throw over to Ash and Tom and Alex for their magic moment from this week.
Thanks, Luke. That was awesome. There's always great gameplay every time here, every week. Week 5, I'm pumped for the semis next week. What were your magic moments this time, gentlemen?
Well, I think mine personally was watching Sio get that first game over Rumors. I think that was a pivotal point in the Ground Zero set, and I think that was a good moment for him because he has struggled with Rumors and with Birdie for a long time, so that was a great moment.
Yeah, he popped off. He popped off really well. I actually think he accidentally pulled out his controller.
Yeah, he did.
Something paused, and I was like, "What happened?"
Luckily, he was all right.
I think he needs to be moderated. There were too many F-bombs there in his... we're not going to be on the air next week if he keeps doing that.
What about you, Alex? Do you have a magic moment?
I really enjoyed Rupp's win over a Wild Llama today. That was a fantastic win from Rups. I know he was a bit disappointed with his Abigail counterpick not working out in that first game, but he brought out Armika in game number 2, and that was just fantastic. The way he came back in round number 3, I'll watch that one again, definitely. That was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, for me, my magic moment, I'm going down the emotional route. I thought it was awesome to see Robbie finally get a win from this season. He fought so hard. Tell me about what's happening here, guys.
This is a new Robbie. This isn't how Robbie has played for the most part in Season 1 and Season 2, but he's come out in the last couple of weeks a lot more aggressive. He's had a much more aggressive pace. You can see in the way that he popped off and finally got that damn win.
The evolution from a boy to a man. The redemption of Robbie Slav.
Oh, I'm so happy for him.
You saw it here, folks. Gfinity, Robbie.
Yes, he made our hearts bleed, and we're sad to see him go, but hey, it was some great gameplay. But that's it from us. It's back to you, Luke.
Thanks very much. And by the way, you guys might not know this, but our very own Ash Wells has been nominated for an ACCTA award for Best Female Presenter.
Thank you.
Up
Thank
against
you so much.
No, thank you for being on our show. You're amazing. Best of luck tomorrow. And whether or not you win, you've already clutched our hearts, Ash.
Oh, Luke, guys, thank you. That's so nice. Thank you so much.
No, you're going to absolutely smash it. We love having you on the show. Right now, here's the Gfinity Elite Series overall points tally. And this is what it looks like at the end of the preliminary rounds that have been all across this weekend for CSGO, Rocket League and Street Fighter. As you can see, Melbourne Order is on top. 2 points clear of Sydney Chiefs. Perth Ground Zero on 13 points, and then Melbourne Avant on 10 points. Below them, of course, Deceptors and Raw out for the semis. Not of all games, though. That's just where it's sitting at the overall standings right now. Now, these points are being tallied up throughout the season, and the team with the most points will win the club championship trophy, and that's sweet, sweet prize money. Now, here are the broadcast times for next week's games. Don't miss any of the action. You can see it right there. CSGO, of course, 3 p.m. Saturday. Rocket League Sunday, 11 a.m. That is on 10 Peaks and also on Twitch and our other platforms. And, of course, Street Fighter 5 back on Sunday again at 4 p.m. But why not get on down here to the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena right here at the Entertainment Corner in Sydney and be part of the live audience. I mean, it's been great so far, but I can only imagine it's going to be even more intense and full on in the finals. You get to see some amazing gameplay by Australia's elite players. If you can't make it down here, of course, that's all right. You can watch it all live online on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, so you won't miss any of it. Now, remember, you could also be the winner of an Alienware M15 gaming laptop. Just visit the website, gfinityesports.com.au, and you'll find a load of ways to enter, get on board, and just maybe you could get yourself a very powerful computer, all thanks to Alienware and Gfinity Esports Australia. That is another week of amazing top-level gaming done. The 4 semi-finalists are now locked in for Street Fighter. Melbourne Order are going to play Perth Ground Zero next week. That's only 2 matches happening. The second match of the day will be Melbourne Avant versus Sydney Chiefs. For Sydney Raw and Brisbane Deceptors, they fought valiantly, they fought hard, but it is the end of the road only for this season. For now, on behalf of myself, my amazing co-host Ashley Wells, legendary casters Tom and Alex, our expert analyst Krishna, we've had an amazing time. We'll see you next week for the semis. This is the Gfinity Elite Series, and I'm Luke Joseph Ryan. Have a great week. See you soon.